perishable state. For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable mint in the furnace of adversity.
And brothers always say this, man. This is how your faith is tested, man. Those tribulations test your faith. Every time the Lord puts you through something, you level up, whether you know it or not, man.
It's like when you're growing a tree or you're growing a plant, there's going to be times where you're going to have to cut off a certain branch to make it, but you cause it, that's tribulation. But what happens when you trim it? It's going to grow more. The plant starts to grow different, you know, more better ways, you know.
Pruning.
That's what it's called, pruning, you know. That's what that tribulation and these troubles are for, man. They're pruning us. All right, we're growing. All right, we're that tree, and we're growing through those living waters that Yahushua gave us, man.
And that's why brothers always say this, man. If you ask the Lord for faith, be prepared to go through something, man. That's the only way your faith can increase, is if it's applied, man. You know, wisdom has to be applied for it to actually be wisdom unto you. If it's not applied, it's just knowledge. It's just something that you know. Until you can put an experience behind that knowledge, it's not wisdom.
Psalm 119, verse 35, and read on down a little bit. It says, "Make me go in the path of thy commandments, for therein I do delight. Incline my heart unto thy testimonies, and not to covetousness. Turn away mine eyes from beholding vanity, and quicken thou me in thy way. Establish thy word unto thy servant, who is devoted to thy fear." And we're the servants, you know, we're making the same cry every day. And like the brother said, you know, that's a tough thing to ask the Lord to strengthen you. Because when you ask the Lord to strengthen you and set you right, guess what's going to happen after that? You're going to go through some shit. All right, but you have to understand that, and you have to understand that the Lord's not going to put you through something that you know He's not going to handle if He loves you.
I was just thinking, right? You know, when you lifting weights, in order to get strengthened, you got to put more weight on that bar.
You have to.
You're going to get sore, it's going to hurt the next day, but Yahushua is spotting us, man. You know, He ain't just going to let the weight drop on you. You know?
You got to feel the burn.
Right? You got it out.
Yeah. No pain, no gain. That's spiritual. I'll read that again. It says, "Establish thy word unto thy servant, who is devoted to thy fear. Turn away my reproach, which I fear, for thy judgments are good. Behold, I have longed after thy precepts. Quicken me in thy righteousness." So this is something that we say, you know, spiritually in our mind, or even out loud, daily. Okay, we want the Lord to continue to strengthen us and quicken us, or make us alive, if you will. All right, daily, and it's gonna be through tribulations. You might catch a flat tire. You know, you might catch hell at your job or at home, whatever the case may be. Some dumb shit, you know. Oh yeah, by all means.
2 Timothy 3, verse 12. "Yea, and all they that will live godly in Yahushua shall suffer persecution."
All they that live godly in Yahushua will suffer persecution. That's a promise. That's a given. If you trying to walk this path, all right. If you like, you know what? I think I believe this. You know what? Let me do what the scriptures say to do. As soon as you put your hand to that plow. Guess what? You're gonna suffer different. What did it say?
"Yea, and all they that will live godly in Yahushua Mashiach shall suffer persecution."
So as soon as you decide to shut off this world and follow Yahweh Shem Yahushua, you're gonna start suffering shit that you never would have suffered if you just remained in the world. If you just stayed in the world, you would have been straight. But once you decide to pick up that shovel and serve Yahweh Shem Yahushua in righteousness, you're gonna suffer persecution, among other things.
I got one to back you up. It's Sirach chapter 2, verse 1. "My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation."
Yeah, there it is again. Yeah, it says if you come to serve Yahweh Shem Yahushua, prepare yourself for temptations, and that temptations could mean, yeah, you're gonna be tempted with things of the world, but it could just mean tribulation and adversity. All right, because as soon as you start serving the Lord, you're like, you know what, I'm gonna do this. That's when all hell starts breaking loose. You're gonna lose your woman, your parents are gonna come against you, you're gonna lose your job, you're gonna get fired, you know, you're gonna get hurt, you might sprain your ankle, all types of shit can happen to you because you decided to serve the Lord. Now you're being tried, and now things are gonna start going to your head. Oh man, is this God really real? Hey, if you start questioning the Most High, then you're not really planted in this thing, okay?
Can I read?
Want to finish it off?
Yeah, can I finish it off?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, sorry. I got you.
Verse 2, "Set thy heart aright and constantly endure."
Right, constantly endure. You have to continue. No matter what hell happens to you, you have to continue, bro. It's gonna suck. And I'm speaking to myself. I'm speaking to myself right now because we all get tried out there. But anybody who's listening to these lessons, to these words, you gotta understand that we're speaking from experience. All right. It says, set your heart aright and constantly endure, no matter what you're going through. Know that the Lord is real and the Lord is true. The Lord is He's wrathful, but He's also merciful. Right. Okay. You gotta remember that part. Yeah, you know He's gonna destroy this place and gonna destroy the heathen and all that, and everybody gonna get put to death. But on top of that, He's merciful. Who's He merciful to? His servants. Go ahead, bro.
So it's like long suffering that all may come to repentance.
Yeah, He would rather.
They're not all gonna come, but He would rather.
Yeah, that would be a beautiful thing if everybody came to repentance. Go ahead and read on then.
Make not haste in the time of trouble. Cleave unto Him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end.
Right. Don't start making rash decisions when you start catching a little hell, bro. Fuck that. Let me go back to Egypt. Yeah, we said we all gods. We all gods.
God body.
God body. You know what I mean? So that shit isn't real, but you understand that the prophecy, the scriptures is the only thing that holds weight in anything. So if you start getting dwindled and start believing some other shit, then you're making haste. All right, in the time of trouble. You know what? Or you making a rash decision that's not going to get you salvation. It's going to get you death and condemnation. Right. Okay. Go ahead and read on.
It's just 2 more verses.
Yeah.
Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a lower state.
Yeah. So when it happens to you, just take it cheerfully. Take it like a G, bro. All right. Stop being a pussy. A lot of y'all, I'm gonna tell you straight up, a lot of y'all is pussies, bro. I'm not even trying to be funny. A lot of you people out there that watch these videos, a lot of y'all are straight pussies, bro. Yeah, you big, you got muscles and all that, but you straight pussies. You don't really believe this. You fronting like you believe it. You talking to Jake at your job, and you're trying to like you know something. But as soon as shit start happening to you, everything goes out the window. You don't really believe this, bro.
Yeah, and that means that they had no strength. They had no strength.
That
strength is real.
Strength is small.
Faint during the time of adversity.
Yeah, and that's in that same chapter. I think it's in the same chapter. Read the next verse. I know the brother brought it out early, but yeah, let's touch it again.
Verse 5. For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity.
Yeah, because when you put aluminum foil in the fire, that's just gonna shrivel up and burn, and you can't get it back to its golden state, man. To its shivering state. Yeah, you get that shit from the store. Yeah, that shit is shiny.
Hey, God,
you know what I'm saying? That shit is shiny. Like, oh shit, that shit's smooth. You know, you put that shit on the grill, man. That shit is burnt up, bro. You can crumble it up, especially the cheap shit. It's tried in the fire. Gold, you try gold in the fire, it melted down. All right, when it melts down, all the impurities rise to the top. Okay, what you do, you scoop the impurities out, you dash that away, and then you harden the gold again, and it's purer than it was when it was tried a minute ago. Then you try it again, and any other impurities that's left over, you scoop that shit out, toss it to the wayside, harden that up, and now look at it, it's purer than it was a minute ago. And that's what He's doing to His men. His men is like unto gold. He says that the men of the Lord.
Isaiah chapter 13, verse 12. I will make a man more precious than fine gold.
Read it again.
Isaiah 13 and 12, I will make a man more precious than fine gold.
You're gonna make a man more precious than fine gold. So this is for you men out there. You men are you're gonna have to get tried. If you really believe in Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, you calling on a name like that, this is the true name of the Lord, you really calling on it, and you really say you believe it, guess what? You're gonna be tried. Okay? But you're gonna be like, if you really one of those men, like you really one of the Lord's servants, hey, guess what? You're gonna be tried a lot, but you're gonna be tried so much that you're gonna be liking on a fine gold, like onto what? The you still got
you fat.
Yeah, fly gold.
Even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir.
Yeah, that's the best gold. That's the fly shit, bro. That's that dope shit, bro. You're gonna be like that, okay? And that's really low level. That's just on a carnal level. They ain't speaking spiritually, but gold, you know, is tangible. We're gonna be like the best gold that's ever been on the face of the earth, if you can endure it. And again, if you really be one of those men, the Lord's not going to put you through nothing that you can't endure. So don't even really trip over like that. Just take it like a man, like the brothers read. Whatever you go through, take it cheerful. Just take it on the chin, bro. And it's like, you know, Kaula Yabashim Shah. I know it sucks, man. Yo, it sucks, man. All right? This ain't like, we don't just rejoice on catching hell. Thanks for catching, you know, and we kind of do. Because we know that this is to try us and bring us higher, but it sucks, bro. Like, we ain't fronting saying that we love catching hell out here. We know it sucks, bro.
No temptation seem to be joyous at the moment. Right. Hebrews 13, I believe.
If I can say this, man, everything that we're going through here, even though it seems like it's more than light affliction, it's all light affliction. It's all light affliction. And this is Hebrews 12 and 4. Ye have not yet resisted unto blood, striving against sin. And ye have forgotten the exhortation which speaketh unto you as unto children. My son, despise not thou chastening of the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, nor faint when thou art rebuked of him. For whom the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, loveth, he chasteneth, and scourgeth every son whom he receiveth. If ye endure chastening, Yahweh dealeth with you, as with sons, for what son is he whom the Father chasteneth not?
Yeah, man, because the Lord is only dealing with his, yeah, like you got a child, man, you're only dealing with your children. You're not dealing with the cat up the block, bro, like the little boy up the block. If your little boy is hanging out with another little boy and they're getting into mischief, you're not going to reprimand the other little boy. You're going to reprimand your son for fucking around with that cat. Okay? So what it's saying, so, you know, you don't despise the chastening because ultimately it's to build you up. So when you become a man, you know not to do that. Okay? You're raised with a father figure and with some balance in your life. You were taught right. The Lord is teaching you, but he teaches you in a stern manner. He's dealing with you as sons. As you would deal with your son, you will hit him. If he's doing some wrong shit, you will hit him. The way the Lord hits you, though, is he throws you in a car accident.
Yeah, that's also our 30th chapter. It says, "He that loveth his son, have him often feel the rod." You know, we have to. That's that pressure. You know, you don't know what you'll do until you're putting that pressure. It's that adversity. It was sports or anything. You know, you don't know what you're gonna do until you're putting that adversity. That tries your integrity. That tries everything. You know, that's things that are being required to make you a man. You know, you can't be a man if you just everything lolly-dolly. You know, like the word is saying, you don't know a duck till you try him. You don't know, a weakling until you put them on that pressure. You know, you make them feel that. And then how they react, then that's how you get your respect.
Some of that pressure, you know, this is not just physical harm or whatever. It could be you have to make a decision. You know, you have to make a executive decision in your life. And if you choose the wrong one, it could be your condemnation. And that's pressure. That's some heavy pressure. You have to always be in the spirit.
And who knows how much chastising you need more than your father?
Right.
Who raised you from the beginning to now. You know what I'm saying? My son, I have a son, and I told my son, I'm like, hey man, when you get off school, lock your bike up. He didn't want to listen. What happened? Lock your bike up. He didn't want to listen. You want to know what happened? He walking to school now. Ask him where his bike is.
Someone stole it.
There you go. Yeah. So it is like I said, man, we all have certain levels of chastising that we need, and Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai knows exactly how much to put out to each brother.
Right. Because that father, he has that vision. He can see the end, you know, of that man. You know, when raising up a child, you know what he needs to be, you know what he needs to do. You know, that's that vision. That's why he chastises you, because he knows he wants to wrestle.
If I may say this real quick, like the brother said, the father has a vision, all right, which is why we got to be ran by the spirit. All right, technically we can't see, man. You know, so we got to depend on the Heavenly Father and listen to him, and he's going to guide us, man. He has it. You know, certain things prophets, you know, had to do that. The Lord just told them to do it, and they had to do it, all right? And then, you know, it worked out for the better. You know what I mean? So, because like the brother said, the Father has a vision. He's grooming us on how we should be, so you just got to listen and be obedient, you know, to the Spirit.
That's like in the military. You know, you'll have a general. The general is the one looking at the whole map. He's mapping out everything. You can't be a foot soldier trying to, because you don't see the whole battlefield.
He's on high. Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai has a bird's eye view. He's over time. He's outside of time, man. So he can see everything. You know, he saw your previous life. He saw everything. You know, he knows everything. He's got the best view. Go ahead, Slop.
I got a quick precept.
I got one.
Okay, go ahead.
This is Revelation chapter 3, verse 19. As many as I love, I rebuke and chasten. Be zealous, therefore, and repent. All right, so the Lord shows his love through chastening us, man. Through taking out those impurities, because if the Lord loves you, he's going to tell you, look, this ain't good for you, man. And through the Spirit, the Lord keeps a lot of stuff that brothers want away from them because he knows the damage it'll do to you. You know, that's a part of the chastening as well, man. Brothers want women, all of these different things. The Lord keeping those things away from us to keep us pure, man. To get out of those impurities out of us, man, so that we can be established in the Spirit first and foremost. And then with that wisdom, everything else will be added unto us, man. And it'll be forevermore.
Isaiah 48:10. Behold, I have refined thee, but not with silver. I have chosen thee in the furnace of affliction.
Hey, and we're being chosen through the furnace of affliction. And that affliction is necessary for us to prosper. It's necessary for us to grow, man. You know, we have to go through something to get on, what do you say, the narrow to get to the wide.
Right,
you know?
This is, real quick, this is 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 13. It says, there hath no temptation taken you, but such as is common to man, but the Most High is faithful, who will...
It's common to man, meaning we all done went through it before. You're not you're not experiencing anything that no brother,
Yahushua ain't went through it.
Or anybody, any other brother. Somebody else went through whatever you're going through at some other point in time and made it out of it. It's not.
But the Most High is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able, but will with the temptation also have a way to escape, that ye may be able to bear it. You know, so you see, that's that learning gap that the Lord gave you, that opportunity to grow from that tribulation, man. That space to escape it. That's that. All right, I just went through this. I know I fucked up. Let me see. Okay, let me do this way. Let me see, and then you're gonna grow. You know, you gotta pray to the Most High and everything like that. You know, you got this. You know, it's way and everything, but
it's a spiritual gladiator school, man.
Hey, if I can say this real quick, now that we done seen the righteous side, that chastising is good for us, let's bring out the opposite side. This is Hebrews 12 and 8. But if ye be without chastisement,
Esau,
whereof all are partakers, then are ye bastards and not sons.
Cain, that's something what I asked
him. Because when I come into the children of Israel, to be the land of Israel, the Lord threw their ass out of there.
He'd have the heathen nations come in there and fuck them up.
He's been letting Esau dwell in the Holy Land and
gay parades and that goes for the 2/3 of our people too. That scripture the brother just read, because look, they live in, some of them is living lavishly. You know, they living like Esau up on the skyscrapers. They driving around with what they consider luxury cars. You know, they're not you know, living paycheck off a paycheck. But ultimately, the Lord gonna destroy them, man. You know, he go when the shit gets tough. You know, all these things, the famine, the death, the bloodshed, all that's for the wicked, man. Including the 2/3.
It says, "Woe to them that are rich; you have received the consolation."
And the consolation. Straight bastards, bro.
Can I get a quick precept?
I'm only grabbing him. Everybody else left behind.
Bingo. This is Sirach chapter 9. Select.
Okay, I see it. Man, this you can barely see it, but it's
Sirach chapter 9, verse 11. This is 2nd Esdras chapter 9, verse 10. For such as in their life have received benefits and have not known me.
And what is that? That's the Lord giving you WIC. That's the Lord giving you stamps. That's the Lord giving you habitat housing. That's the Lord letting your ass breathe, man. You're supposed to be a king and priest. You're supposed to be fired as we speak, man. And what did the Lord do? He let you wake up. He let you go, leave your house, and come back. But what did the Lord say about that?
Verse 11. And they that have loathed my law while they yet had liberty, and when as yet a place of repentance was open unto them, understood not, but despised it. The same must know it after death by pain.
Yeah, so since you won't hear it, the Lord gonna make you feel it, man. And that's how the Lord coming, man. He's giving you the decency of getting of receiving a warning. You don't want to take the warning, all right, the Lord gonna unleash on you, man. Just as he's done it in times past, man. This is the same power that besieged us and made us eat our own children, man. You don't think he's willing to take it to that level again? Jacob's gonna find out the hard way, man. 2/3 of our people are gonna find out the hard way that nobody wins when the family feuds, man. It's more bodies than it is survivors, man. And that's exactly how the Lord coming, man. Jake crying over Nipsey Hussle, man. If you're not repenting, the Lord sees red when he look at you, man. If you're not turning back to Yahweh Shem Yahushua, you're just waiting for your time to go, man.
You see, our righteousness is like filthy rags.
Right. And we praying for mercy. You know, it's what it say, the righteous shall scarcely be saved.
Scarcely,
That's scarcity. That's right.
That's like we barely. That's like 007 sliding through the garage door at the last second.
So we got to give our diligence to make our calling and election sure.
Because you don't know, man. And you don't know what the Lord may hold to your name, man. What He may pardon, man. And that's why through the fear of Yahweh Shema Shah, we persuade Him. Because we understand that this ain't of us, man. You know? Brothers talk about this all the time. Who is man that the Lord would even consider us to give us this, man? You know, we were happy with brothers was talking about this. We'd be happy with a house, maybe a few kids, a couple cars, a little Hennessy. Jake would have been happy with the simpler things, but the Lord requires more from the nation of kings and priests. You can't just chill in the cut, man. That's what Jacob did. But now the Lord has lifted Jacob up into Israel, man. Yasha Allah, man. And you have to assume that responsibility or die. It really ain't no if it. You ain't in a position to negotiate with Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah, man.
This is Tobit chapter 13, verse 6. If you turn to Him with your whole heart and with your whole mind and deal uprightly before Him, then He will turn unto you and will not hide His face from you.
And the Lord had to constantly remind us of this. And you know why? It's because when we woke up, we would understand that we were filthy, man. That we were dirty pieces of garbage, man. And we would have to constantly hear the Lord reaffirm, look, I'm going to have mercy on you. Just chill. I got you. Just chill. Yeah, you fucking up. But just chill. I got you. We had to be reminded because we have more confidence in the Lord's judgment sometimes than we have in His mercy. Especially dealing with each other on a personal basis. When you think about everything you done in this flesh and the judgment that's coming down the pipeline, you understand the judgment, but brothers have a harder time understanding the mercy that the Lord has for you, man. You got it.
It says, therefore, see what He will do with you, and confess Him with your whole mouth, and praise the Lord of might, and extol the everlasting King. In the land of thy captivity do I praise Him, and declare His might and majesty to a sinful nation. O ye sinners, turn and do justice before Him. Who can tell if He will accept you and have mercy on you?
We were all sinners. He said, "You sinners." Hey, that's why King David said in Psalm, the 51st Psalm, he said, "You gotta take that my spirit from me." He said, "Forgive me so that I can teach sinners thy ways." So in other words, forgive me, cleanse me, so I can teach them your ways. And that's heavy, man. That's heavy.
And we're praying for that mercy, man. We're praying for that mercy. And we've received mercy already, man. You know, through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah, every day we wake up and the name of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah is in our thoughts, man. It's a blessing, man. Even with every L that we take, man, that's a blessing to wake up and still be in a sound mind in Babylon, man. In the valley of the shadow of death, the Lord gave you light.
Because as you're getting chastised and you're going through these troubles, man, you know that the Most High is dealing with you as sons. And you know that hey, okay, I'm going through these things, and as long as you know that it ain't because you suffering for wickedness' sake, because you're being a wicked nigga, then, you know, that's why, you know, you got to follow the Lord in truth and sincerity. But hey, man, when we go through these things, that's an uplifting thing to know that the Lord is dealing with us as sons, man. You know, damn, I'm going through these things, but I know that the Lord is refining me through these tribulations.
Because 2/3 are going through that. The only difference is they don't have hope.
Go ahead. I was gonna say, and I was holding it for a minute, but I ain't say nothing. That's why it says acceptable men. You see, because the unacceptable, they're gonna crack. They're gonna, under the pressure, like the brother brought out, they're not gonna be able to handle it. You know what I'm saying? But acceptable men are gonna endure and keep pushing.
And through the spirit of your power, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah, not of your own works, but the Lord deemed you acceptable just to go through the furnace from the get-go. In order for the Lord to even bring you in this truth, He had to find you acceptable, not of your own works, but of Him that conquered.
So, Psalms 116:10. I believe, therefore have I spoken, and I was greatly afflicted. That's kind of what this truth comes with, man. All right, affliction, which is necessary. All right, which is why we, you know, that's just the way the Most High works. I'm gonna bring up this next precept, Proverbs 11:1. A false balance is an abomination to the Lord, but a just weight is His delight. So as we were speaking, all these things are necessary. The affliction, the fire of adversity, all those things are necessary, man. Just like someone asked me the other day, like, you know, don't sometimes you have like what if all these things don't come true?
Doubt.
Exactly, doubt. You don't ever think that some of these things don't come true? I say, you know what, that is right. There is doubt. I say, but if it wasn't for doubt, how would you know what faith is? So doubt has to be present. So we all have some kind of doubt within us, man. All right, but your faith has to outweigh your doubt. All right, so it's needful. So yeah, we all have doubt. It's needful that it be there, because how would you know what doubt is if it wasn't for faith? How would you know what faith is if it wasn't for doubt, man?
Did not Yahushua get weak at one point?
Yeah,
you know what I'm
said,
saying?
our Father has not forsaken me. So he also has his moment of doubt as well, man. So that doubt is necessary, and that's just the way, that balance that the Most High, the way he did it, man. So we don't have doubt. It's necessary to have faith. It's necessary.
If I may add, all right, this is just going into the same narrative we've going. This is Romans chapter 8. I'm gonna read verse 16 through 23. It says, "The Spirit itself bear witness with our spirit that we're the children of the Most High. And if children, then heirs of the Most High, and joint heirs with Hamashiach, if so, that we suffer with him, that we may also be glorified with him. It says, for I reckon that the suffering of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us." So, hey, talking about the light affliction, man, the small things that we going through right now is nowhere in comparison into what's in store for us, the kingdom of heaven, man. All right, anything that we going through right now, we're about to receive these heathen, man. Psalms chapter 2 and verse 8 say, "Ask me not, I will give you the heathen for thy inheritance, the earth, the uttermost parts of the earth for thy inheritance," man. Everything beneath the sun is going to be ours, man. So there's nothing that we going through in this here flesh that's comparable to that, man. All right, continuing on. It says, verse 18, "For I reckon that the suffering of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us. For the earnest expectation of the creature waiteth for the manifestation of the sons of God." Hey, look, that's what, you know, well, let me just keep reading, it's going to break it down. It says, verse 20, "For the creature was made subject to vanity, not willing, but by reason of him who have subjected the same in hope. But the creature itself shall be delivered from the bondage of corruption into the glorious liberty of the children of the Most High." So that's talking about us, you know, the righteous seed of Israel, man. We waiting on that redemption, man. We waiting to be changed to that new body, man. All right, we growing in every day, man, in these bodies, man. And it's going to further go into it about the 2/3, man. So the whole creation, we all plagued right now being on this side, man, reserved in these chains of darkness, man. This is our punishment on this side, man. This is not enjoyable for us, all right? Continuing on, it says, verse 21 again, "Because the creature itself also shall be delivered from the bondage of corruption into the glorious liberty of the children of the Most High. For we know that the whole creation groaneth and travaileth in pain together until now. Not only they, but ourselves also, which have the first fruits of the spirits, even we ourselves grown within ourselves, waiting for the adoption, to wit, the redemption of our body." So going into that, man, hey, you know, we over here plagued with the hell that we going through on this here side, man. We understand, you know, with some of the things that the kingdom has, the Most High has in store for us inside the kingdom, man. We know this is all hell, man. Like the scripture say, oppression make a wise man mad, man. We know we're not supposed to be over here working under these damn heathen, man. Solomon said, I seen something under the sun where you got servants, basically servants riding on horses and princes walking beside them, man. Hey, man, once you open your mind up to all this stuff, man, you become vexed because you see all the abominations here, man. Ezekiel 9:4 said, hey, they standing in the highways and the byways, sighing and crying for all the abominations that be done therein, man. This place is a living hell, man. That's all I had on that, man.
This is the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 7. I'll start at verse 3. It says, "And I said, Speak on, my power. Then said he unto me, The sea is set in a wide place, that it might be deep and great. But put the case, the entrance were narrow." And it says, "Put the case, the entrance were narrow, and like a river. Who then could go into the sea and look upon it, and to rule it? If he went not through the narrow, how could he come into the broad?"
Right, so if he did not come through this narrow, straight, this tough place, hey, you know what they like to say in the world? You stuck between a rock and a hard place. All right, that's what it's talking. That's where we at right now. All right, we're here in Egypt, the double straight. We got to go through that straight. All right, go ahead.
Verse 6, "There is also another thing. A city is builded, and set upon a broad field, and is full of all good things. The entrance thereof is narrow, and is set in a dangerous place to fall.
So it's in a dangerous place, man. This path that you're taking is a dangerous place. Think about in the beginning of the movie 300, when they sent the young boy off and he had to fight against that beast.
Right, that wolf, right.
Hey, you know what that reminded me of? Because the brother be playing Mortal Kombat. What does Cocaine say about facing what? Are you ready to face your demons? Yeah, he said, are you ready to face your demons? That's basically what that boy was doing. That's you being reborn again. Right. Facing yourself, man. You have to go through that straight gate, and you really have to understand what life is itself. Knowing that there's a higher power that controls life and death, and knowing that you're going to be held accountable for knowing this word now. Because you thought everything was easy when you was in the world. Because it's folly set in great dignity. So all of us was in folly. Then we came into the truth, we come to realize, man, this is really life and death, man. So now I really got to go through the straight gate. I really got to keep my hand on this cloud. I really have to endure until the end so I can be saved. But if you're not enduring, then you're not durable. That means you're going to break. You know? I'm still not going to finish that real quick.
Yep. Verse 7 again, it says, this is 2nd entrance 7 and 7. The entrance therefore is narrow, and is set in a dangerous place to fall, like as if there were a fire on the right hand, and on the left a deep water.
Right. So either way you go, you can either drown and you can get burned alive. And you know what? That's very spiritual. Because what did the Most High do the first time when He wanted to cleanse the earth? He used water. Now this time He's gonna use fire to kill the fire. Okay. Hold it real quick.
Con, this is St. Matthew 7 verse 13. And it says, "Enter ye in at the straight gate. For wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction."
So, hey, that goes right back into church. Because how is it that you're going to have millions of people that's saying that they love God, but they're not doing what He said to do? So a matter of fact, all of them Israelites who claim they're Christians, if you're a male, you should be out preaching the word. You're not. So you in the broad. All right, the scripture said, "Follow not a multitude to do evil." If the Lord said that the world today is for many, but the world is coming for few, why would I follow a multitude? Why would I follow what they doing? Because they're not following the path of righteousness, man.
This is Isaiah 30 and 20. "And though the Lord give you the bread of adversity and the water of affliction, yet shall not thy teachers be removed into a corner anymore, but thine eyes shall see thy teachers."
Hey, the bread of adversity, right? Hey, the water of affliction, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
That's what we had to go through as a whole nation. Now we got to go through that same grind while we living here on this earth, being a prophet. You had to go through the same thing, because guess what? When you go to Ezekiel the 3rd chapter, it's the 2nd chapter, the last verse. It said he ate the roll, and what did it say? It was full of lamentations, mournings, and woe. That was the last verse. Then the next chapter, the 3rd verse, it told him to eat that roll. That's what we going through right now. That's why it was sweet in your mouth, and it got bitter in your belly. It's sweet to know I'm an Israelite now. Okay, I'm gonna have all these women. Oh snap! Oh, we gonna have Esau in chains. We gonna rule the world. We gonna go to different galaxies. Okay, but what did the Lord also say? Through much tribulation shall we enter to the kingdom of heaven. It's a cost that come with it. You gotta pay the cost to be the boss. You got
a quick one. Romans chapter 12, verse 1. "I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of Yahweh, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto Yahweh, which is your reasonable service."
Hey, if I may speak on that, and that's the payment. That's the ultimate payment, spiritually, like making your body a living sacrifice, because we dead, man. Physically, in this world, we here, but we dead, man.
So like, don't they say we die, what is that, we die every day or something like that?
Yeah.
We die daily.
So that's the payment, that all the things that you wanted to do and everything, all that is done, man. All right, you alive through Yahweh Shai, but the physical you is dead, man. You know what I mean? Your family, you go to your family, it ain't how it used to be. Your old friends, it's not how it used to be. That vibe and that click, how it used to just, you done.
The spirit of America being sucked out of it.
You done, man.
Slowly dying.
What's crazy? They dead and you living.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's right.
You be the one that's quiet. You be the one that's quiet in the back of the party, not saying nothing.
Yeah.
In their eyes, you look dead.
Right.
But really,
they did.
Yeah, he can't.
Right. Hey, that's why it says in 2 Peter the 4th chapter. It says, It said they look at you strangely because you riding out with them. You don't banquet with them. See, now you're not participating in the same activities you was doing when you was dead in the world. Now you alive. They see this light. They looking at you like this, but you really shining though. When they're looking at you, man, because you're a different person. You alive now. You know.
Oh, and another verse said that they were going to separate themselves from them anyway.
Oh, that's what they said. And that's why the Lord said, "Blessed be you and make sure I separate you from their companies."
Right.
One more verse. Verse 2. And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind.
Salakia. I'm gonna get back to that. We just said, "Blessed be you when men shall separate." You all right? Okay, good. Okay, we busy right now. Okay. All right, you take care. All right, sweetie. All right, now, be safe out there. Hey, we were just saying, blessed be you when men shall separate you from their company. It also said that when men speak well of thee, you know what I'm saying, they did the same thing to the false prophets. Right. What did Edomite say when he rode by? You racist fuckers. Right. We must be doing something right then. No, the Lord just manifested that, man. Salaki, just go back up. It's the spirit, man. That none of the verses.
Romans chapter 12, verse 2. And be not conformed to this world.
Right, so because we made ourselves a living sacrifice. We forsook everything to put our hands to the plow. Say, any man that take a hand from the plow is not fit for the kingdom of heaven. That's when your house, I said, all those who say, Lord, 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 shall not enter the kingdom of heaven. He gonna say, get away from me, you workers of iniquity.
And they're gonna be the ones that know the Lord's name.
Exactly. It's been better for you to stay in the world, man.
Gonna say, didn't we cast out demons in your name? Didn't we do this? Didn't we do that?
We was out there on the highways too.
Yeah, but you know what though? Yahweh Shai gonna be like, I'm just saying to the spirit speaking as a man. I had to carry that cross all the way there. The same cross they hung me up on and pierced me with, so that you could get that knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Basically, you made my sacrifice to be a curse. You were like, man, fuck, I don't care if you die for me. You just put your cross down and went back into the world. That's how Yahweh Shai gonna look at it.
Oh, you want me to finish?
A little bit more. My bad.
Go back to that. No, just a spirit.
And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is good and acceptable and perfect will of Yahweh.
So we can prove that by when you sacrificing yourself, you basically saying that I know this is not of me. This is of the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai. My whole purpose is to really serve him. My purpose is to always tend to the flock. My purpose is to always to examine myself. Because like I was saying when we were doing the video with the brothers, we're the Heavenly Father's woman. The scripture says a mind as well, it said there's nothing above a woman whose mind is well instructed. The Lord gave us the instructions. What we want to do, we want to be like the women today, disobedient. We want to go whoring after other guys, man. So he gave us a bill of divorcement. But really when you commit adultery, because spiritual fornication is adultery to the Lord, that's death. That's why we went into slavery. That's just why when a woman disobedient to her man, hey, where there's no heads, the woman is spoiled. See, they can dial 911 right now, but in the real world, they won't be walking by themselves.
Right.
This is not a real world, this is the Matrix. You know, women shouldn't be walking by themselves out here.
This is Bizarro land, Doc.
Yeah, Bizarro land. Man, I swear America just remind me of Will, Al, and Yankovic. That's it. Just a bunch of buffoonery. That's parody. America's full of parodies. That's all it is, man. Nothing's real. But see, we gave all that up, and we see there's something greater for that. But we have to go through certain things in life, man, in order to get there. They're not telling the masses that. That's why the elder always going to the word mass, which go back to the word massacre, which means a mass death. Right. So that's why it's that broad gate. You got more up, but the brother gonna go back to the mass. You got something?
No, go ahead.
Sure? Sure?
No, go ahead. No, he had me in the spirit on something.
Go ahead.
This is 2 Peter chapter 2, verse 20. But if after they have escaped the pollutions of the world through the knowledge of our Lord Yahushua, Mashiach, they are again entangled therein and overcome. The latter end is worse with them than the beginning.
The latter end is worse for them than the beginning. Because if you ignorant, you just don't know.
Right.
But that's that Hebrews 6.
It linked to this 2 Peter.
Let's go ahead.
Verse 21 said, for it had been better for them not to have known the way of righteousness than after they have known it to turn from the holy commandment delivered unto them.
Come on, to turn from the holy commandment. So I separated you from the world, but you want to go back to the pollutions of the world. Okay. In other words, you basically fast, but then you went and touched a dead man. So what? Which one that is? So what? 34? If I'm not mistaken. Maybe this is the last one.
It's Hebrews chapter 6, verse 4. But it is impossible for those who were once enlightened and have tasted of the heavenly gift and were made partakers of the Holy Ghost and have tasted the good work of power.
Keep going.
And the powers of the world to come.
It said tasted. You know what that's like? That's like being at the Passover.
Right.
So like you just mentioned, you had to eat the roll. They tasted it.
And he the bread of life, right? Our fathers ate the manna, they died, but this is the bread of life right here. So you want to eat the Passover and drink the wine and then just stop?
It was work. They didn't like the bitters.
Right.
They like the bitter herb.
They like the bitter herb.
They ain't like that bitter herb. That's that bitter, huh? Yeah.
Verse 6 it says, but if they shall fall away, to renew them again unto repentance, seeing they crucified to themselves the Son of power afresh, and put him to open shame.
That's an open shame, man. I put myself on I died for you, and then you just looking at my blood as it was water that just got spilled on the ground. Wow.
And Matthew 12:45 say that spirit that went out that man, he came back in that house with and he brought with him 7 more spirits.
7 more wicked spirits, man.
Yeah, man.
Stronger than other spirits. Stronger, you know,
And
fortified demons.
One demon got what? It was 7 legions?
Oh yeah.
6,000 or something like that.
And that's very spiritual though, because when you think about it, listen, when Yahushua was walking and the one man that was in the cemetery, you know, they said what? He said, what has that to do with us, O Son of Man? Has thou come to torment us before the time? So they know Yahushua. So if Yahushua giving us the comfort of the Holy Spirit, them demons know us too. That's why when dudes be trying to talk about you on a level, man, you don't know what the world is going through, man. They on a higher level. They can handle them demons. We can't. That's why we on a level that we are on. Every man have their own office. So that's that straight and narrow you going through. Trying to fight something that you can't put your hands on, that's the spirit. That's why you're your own worst enemy. It's all about how you gonna feel.
Just like you gotta be in the spirit, you gotta be. John 15:16, the Lord said He choose you, you can't choose Him. But them same guys that said they try to get rid of demons, and the demon told them they know Paul and Yahushua. Who are you?
Exactly.
So if you haven't been chosen or called to do this work, you're gonna be butt naked too running down the street.
Hey, bless me he that keeping his garments.
God.
Right.
This is Sirach 34, verse 26. I gotta start from 25.
That beat up that bone.
He that washeth himself after he toucheth of a dead body, if he touches it again, that's spiritual.
He that
old man,
he
died.
We'll put it like this.
No,
He that walketh,
we'll
put it like this. He that walketh out of the way of understanding shall go to the congregation of the dead.
Yeah, hey, that's twofold.
Threefold.
You see what I'm talking about?
I saw what you went.
The old man is dead.
Yep.
So for you to go back and do those deeds, touch him, you see where I'm coming from? Yeah, so that's spiritual. It says, he that washes himself after touching a dead body. So how you wash yourself? Ephesians, through the word, all right? So you wash your hands, right? It says, if he touches, so go back into the world, right? If he touches again, what availeth his washing? So you go back into the world, Luke 9:62, you took your hand from the plow or be back entangled in the affairs of this world, all right? After you wash yourself from this word, the scriptures, okay, let's see what the scriptures say about it. Exactly. So is it with a man that fasteth for his sins and goeth again and do the same, who will hear his prayer? Or what doth his humbling profit him, man?
So if you go put your hand on the plow and take it off, that's just like this precept right here. Because you cleaned yourself and then you went back. And you know what it's like? It's like when your mom will tell you, you came up from playing, you take a shower. Don't go back outside.
Right. You go back outside,
you're going to get dirty.
You know, and you got in trouble.
Now guess
so
what?
You just take a shower?
You just take a shower? So you know what that means? When you go back outside and get dirty, you become profane because now you're outside the body. You're outside the temple. Now you profane. Because you want to go back out there into that bullshit, didn't you? Now this is 2 Peter chapter 2, verse 21. For it had been better for them not to have known the way of righteousness, then after they have known it, to turn from the holy commandment delivered unto them.
Spirit, this is spirit.
I got you. I got you.
It's like 4 times. That happens. That's the spirit.
Spirit like the wind.
Verse 22. But it has happened unto him according to the true proverb. The dog is turned into his own vomit again, and the soul that was washed to her wallow in the mire. So you gonna cleanse yourself and go right back into the, you know, like a pig, you know?
Right.
That's smart. Go back into that.
Oh, that was, yeah, I think that was it. Matthew 7, verse 13 again. It says, enter ye in at the straight gate, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction.
Right.
And many there be which go in therein. Because straight is the gate, and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life. And few there be that find it.
So few that be that find it. Can you please give me Proverbs 3 and 13 real quick? And the reason why I said that it's beautiful for him that find it, because you know that what you're going through, you know that there's something greater on the other end, because this can't be the end all be all. When I listened to Elder Apostle Gabar live feed yesterday, now let's do it today. Elder Apostle Gabar said, man, that they used to sleep on the train, man. These are the same men that we look up to. He said he was on one train, the Elder Apostle was on the other train, and was linked up like that with the spirit. That's a beautiful man. Those are beautiful men. Wisdom is going to try you that way to see if you're worthy to endure those type of things for her, for the spirit, for the truth. That's what we're going through right now. So you didn't tell me you don't want to suffer righteously according to 2 Peter 3rd chapter, but you want to go into the world just for a little moment. Moses said he didn't want to be called Pharaoh's son. He said I'd rather suffer with my people, because I know what's to come.
Proverbs chapter 3, verse 13. Happy is the man that findeth wisdom, and the man that getteth understanding.
Right. So happy is the man that findeth wisdom. There be few men that get that. That's why I said wisdom is too high for the fool. He uttered not his voice in the streets. Okay. Get understanding. Oh, if you got to bring it up.
Proverbs 4 and 7. Wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore, get wisdom. And with all thy getting, get understanding.
So why is wisdom the principal thing? Because knowledge and wisdom shall be the stability of our time.
Right.
Okay? And the fear of the Lord is our treasure.
Let no man take that crown.
That's our treasure. The fear of the Lord is our treasure. That's the Jew. Oh, matter of fact, you still in Proverbs?
Yeah.
Third, through the spirit. Can you continue reading on? Let's do the spirit.
Verse 14. For the merchandise of it is better than the merchandise of silver, and the gain thereof than fine gold.
Right.
She is more precious than rubies.
Right.
And all the things that canst desire are not to be compared unto her.
And hey, hold on, what's a prime example of that? Because King Solomon asked for what?
Right, wisdom.
And he got all that.
Yeah,
hey, I got you after this. Back you up. Done with it?
Spirit.
That was it.
That was it on that?
Yeah.
That was it? Okay.
Yeah, let me go ahead and I always bring it out. But Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7, starting at 8. It says, wherefore I prayed, and understanding was given to me. I called upon Yahweh, and the spirit of wisdom came to me. I preferred her before scepters and thrones, and esteemed riches, nothing in comparison of her. Neither compared I unto her any precious stone, because all gold in respect of her is as little sand, and silver shall be counted as clay before her. I loved her above health and beauty, and chose to have her instead of light, for the light that cometh from her never goeth out. Principal thing, bro.
That's
that light that burn on that hill, man.
That's heavy, man.
If I can speak on that, like the scriptures say, wisdom is the principal thing. Get knowledge, right? What is wisdom? Wisdom is the proper application of knowing things, right? You can know about like a bar of soap cleans your ass, right? But it's wise to wash your ass with a bar of soap, right? But if you know that soap is a cleaning agent and your ass is stink and you don't clean it, that's an unwise decision. Right. Likewise with this here truth, man. 2/3 of our people, they lack their wisdom. They know that there's truth in this here Bible, but they don't want to come to it, right? So what? They lack in wisdom. All right, you can pick up this here book all day long and you can follow all, you can understand what we're reading or whatever, whatnot, but if you don't apply that, that's really not wise. You know you're an Israelite. You know this is that, but you're not putting your hand to the plow and doing the work. That's not real wisdom, man. You're not applying that knowledge that you know, man. You got that bar of soap, but your ass still stink, man. All right?
As Elder Malcolm said, it's so feel, man.
So feel.
The wisdom.
Hey, what's the point of going in the bathroom, turning on the shower, having a bar of soap in your hand, and just sitting there watching, and then walk out after 30 minutes? You ain't do shit. You know what? You know what needs to be done to get clean, to get washed. Come on, man.
Yeah, you got the knowledge, but you don't got the wisdom to actually act it out.
Yeah.
You know this is the truth, but you don't want to come out here and serve the Lord, man.
They like babies. They like babies, because you can hand the baby a bar of soap, but they ain't gonna know what to do with it. They gotta be taught. They don't want to be taught.
And that's why you gotta follow men.
Right, right.
Hey, in the same respect, it's brothers out there right now in YouTube land on the keyboard, hitting the like button, saying, "Oh man, these brothers doing a good job." You know where you're supposed to be, out here, right beside us. You gotta get on that narrow path.
I gotta just say energy about right back to what we talking about. Because it was overheating earlier. Okay. If you need it, I can go back. Water, brother.
This is Ezekiel chapter 33, verse 30. Also, thou son of man, the children of thy people still are talking against thee by the walls and in the doors of the houses, and speak one to another, every one to his brother, saying, Come, I pray you, and hear what is the word that cometh forth from the Lord. And they come unto thee as the people cometh, and they sit before thee as my people, and they hear thy words, but they will not do them. For with their mouth they show much love, but their heart goeth after their covetousness.
That's right. It's cheerleading. That's what the brother just said. Yup. Because you can tell a woman you love her all day, but you come home and knock her upside the head with a Coke 45 bottle. You don't love her. You know, say that, Lord, I love you, Lord, but you over here worshiping other gods. You're not following my commandments. You want to be Hellenized. You know, you basically want to take a license with the heathen. Because you said since we left them, we've been going through hell. Right. That goes back to being in that straight gate. Since you left this world, you're like, man, I'm going through shit. Matter of fact, one dude that got up out of Chicago, he said, since I left them, man, my family good. I got a better job.
Not Chicago. That might have been DC.
DC? Yeah.
Now he loves transsexual. Yeah. He loves transsexual.
Nigga that was laying on the bed?
Yeah. That's the same one?
Yeah. Lord bugged him out bad.
Hey man, that's why wisdom is the principal thing. What did Solomon say? King Solomon said, give me any plague but the plague of the mind. And any wickedness but the wickedness of a woman. The Lord plagued your mind so bad. Now you like, man, that's call on y'all about Shema Shah, that's not me. That's why, man, you saved by grace, it's not in your soul. So that could have been anybody else. But you wasn't that vessel. You wasn't that vessel of dishonor.
It's a terrible thing to fall
into the hand of living power. For real. I've seen people with spina bifida. I'm glad I could walk to the store here tomorrow. They gotta roll in, and they ain't trying to be funny.
Trapped in your body, man. Trapped in your shell, yeah.
Hey, but in the day of Yahweh about Shema Shah, people have to be prepared.
The day of the power. Yeah.
Matthew 7, verse 14. It says, because straight is the gate and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life.
And when you say it's straight, how do you spell straight?
S-T-R-A-I-T.
S-T-R-A-I-T. When you go into the word straight, they're talking about a path of difficulty. Okay? That's why earlier when I had brought the Wisdom of Solomon, the 4th chapter, the 17th verse, if I'm not mistaken, she's gonna take you through crooked paths. You have to be tried. How do you think people become like the world's best bodybuilders, or they become like kung fu masters? What Elder Apostle Tahar said? What Elder Apostle Tahar said? He said, what is it? The repetition, the father
of skill. Repetition is the father of skill.
Repetition is the father of skill. But guess what? You gotta make sure that you're actually practicing right. Because if you've been preaching something else for 20 years thinking about Jesus Christ and his name is Yahweh Shai, you're doing it for nothing. So you have to be tried. The Lord set up the apostles last. He set us up last. He gave you everything else in the world to follow. And now this is the truth. Why? Because his word is being manifested. But in order for us to be found worthy, we had to go through certain tasks in order to get this. Why do you think the elders are so humble? Because they realized that they had to go through certain things in order for them to gain that wisdom. Remember that it said, matter of fact, can you get it real quick? Wisdom of Solomon, the 4th chapter. If I'm not mistaken.
I got the word straight. In that Matthew, it says to be in a narrow place, to straighten, compress, cramp, reduce to straits, to be sorely straightened in spirit.
Sorely straightened in spirit. Hey, your name ain't Toby no more. I mean, your name ain't Kunta Kinte, your name is Toby now.
Right.
Really? Hey, matter of fact, what did they say? I think it was what's his name? Willie Lynch? I think it was him. They said, he said, we know how to take the light out of the slave. And remember that quote, they said they know how to take the light out of the slave. What is our light? The law.
Yeah. Right.
Proverbs 6:23.
Jeremiah 17:4.
The water. I was just gonna say that. You got it?
Same thing as yours did.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 4, verse 17. For they shall see the end of the wise, and shall not understand what the Most High and his counsel have decreed of him, and to what end the Lord hath set him in safety.
Oh no, that wasn't.
Oh, wasn't it?
No, it's a lot. No, it's probably Sirach real quick. I just want to prove it up because the reason why I say that because the reason why the elders can know these breakdowns when they tell people say they Israelites, okay, go into Daniel the 11th chapter. Okay, go into Maccabees. Okay, go into who Nebuchadnezzar's father was. Those are elemental things that you can correlate with the scriptures, and then it's spoken into dark parables, so you can know who the Lord sent. Because this is not a R.L. Stein goosebump book. This is a book of code. And the only way you can decipher is by the Spirit. That's why it's known as the Spirit of truth, which the world cannot receive. Okay?
Can I say something right quick?
Yeah, that's it.
I was gonna say, isn't this like a prison? Are we in captivity? Right. I always bring out the Bible is like a kite. You know what I'm saying? Got a question?
Yeah. Can I just ask like a general question, like what's going on?
Yeah, what's the question?
Just general. I'm interested.
Well, basically, the so-called Negro Latinos and Native Americans, the people who are here in America, and are down in the West Indies and South America and Central America, those are the Hebrew Israelites of the Bible. The descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Now, you know who Esau is. Esau would be considered the so-called white man today. Now, when you read the Bible, you have a protagonist and an antagonist. The Lord always speaks about Israel, the Jews, the Lord. So let's talk. The Bible is for our people. This is really our heritage.
Yeah.
Because they always tell us who we were from 1492 up until now, but they never told us who we were prior to that.
Yeah.
So now we come to realize that we are the people of the Bible. Everything that you see that's happening in this world, with all these wars that you have America, you have Iran going against Israel, you even have Turkey buying S-400s from Russia. Then they're also trying to do the coup down there in Venezuela. Okay, all that's occurring because the Heavenly Father is a man of war. It tells you at the Exodus, the 15th chapter, the 3rd verse. So all these wars that's happening is occurring because the Heavenly Father wants America to be destroyed. It speaks about a man being snared in his own trap. You have to understand that this land was built off of rape, robbery, and murder.
Yeah.
And the Lord said, He said, defile not the land with blood, but the only way it can be cleansed is by the blood of him that shed it. See, but they don't teach that in these so-called Christian churches. But this is not religion. This is all about prophecy.
Yeah.
Everything that's occurring right now, when they talk about thermonuclear warheads, about them being used, that's written in the Bible. It's written in parabolic talk.
Revelation, bro.
So that's okay then. So you already know that. Because it's talking about the lake of fire. But the Lord's going to kill all sinners of our people. That's 2/3. And the Lord also going to destroy the so-called white man Esau Edom. Do you not know that the Lord can give you Malachi 1? Do you not know that the Lord also hates? People say God is love.
Of course he does. Of course he sent them to hell. That's kind of fucked, right?
Well, actually, this is hell because right now you have something that's called white privilege.
Hell is a condition.
Yeah.
So judgment. Great.
Exactly. See, hell is a condition. You have something that's called white privilege.
Yeah.
You're cursed because of what your forefathers did. It's set up where you are today in the society. But guess how you did it? On the backs of the people that surround you. So you're at an advantage of us. Yeah. So when you say hell, this is, matter of fact, Malcolm X said the white man's heaven is a black man's hell. We're not living too good right now in your society. But they say we all are American. So when you say hell, we in hell right now. This is your heaven. This is your kingdom. Go ahead. Malachi 1:1.
Malachi chapter 1, verse 1. The burden of the word of the Lord to Israel by Malachi.
Right.
I have loved you, saith the Lord Yahweh, Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother? Saith the Lord, yet I loved Jacob, and I hated Esau.
He said, I love Jacob and hated Esau. What is saying that? Can you hear me that song right there, brother? Jacob and Esau.
I'm so sorry about this. I gotta take this phone call.
Oh no, you do that. You do that.
Thanks so much.
You do that. Just remember you're Edomite, all right?
All right, what was that?
You're an Edomite.
I am an Edomite.
You're Edomite, all right?
I got it.
Look it up, all right?
I will.
Look it up. All right, go take care. All right, America's gonna be destroyed. Hey,
thank
enjoy
you guys
yourself, all right?
so much.
All right, take care. All right.
You guys take care too.
All right, Esau.
I respect y'all big time.
Yep. All right. No respect the person. All right. Go ahead. Go ahead. Let's go ahead.
Oh yeah, that one.
See, hey, this is Babylon. But they don't. But they go back to them being one. They don't have the light, bro. They just don't have the light.
That's a weak ass human being, bro.
Yeah. And you ride around with your enemy, and he got a knife on him. He got an actual sword on him. He got his blessing on him.
They literally just pulled up and dropped them off over
Yeah,
here.
over there. He dropped them off in
Then
the U-turn.
he walked up over here then.
Yeah.
I
Just
see
asked
all
the question.
Just ask the question.
Now he knows he's
And now he knows he's Edomite, and
He had a blessing.
he had his blessing on him. We got our blessing on us too.
God, right.
Hey, we got our sword, he got his sword too.
Sirach, chapter 4, verse 17. For at the first she will walk with him by crooked ways,
Right.
and bring fear and dread upon him,
Right.
and torment him with her discipline.
What's a prime example of that? When Esdras was getting these revelations, man, Esdras, man, hey, he got sick. Daniel got sick. Because when you get that download, that wisdom, what happened in Neo when he got up? He threw up. When he was like, let me out of here, let me out of here. When he really realized what the truth was, when they took that thing up out of him, he got on the ground and he threw up. He got sick. That's spiritual. It's going to put that dread on you, man. When you couldn't really realize the evil that's to come. Go ahead,
It says, For at the first she will walk with him by crooked ways, and bring fear and dread upon him, and torment him with her discipline.
Yo, hey, you know what that remind me of? It remind me of a Sifu or a Sinjun or a sensei, a master.
Sensei, yeah.
What they do? They tell you to stand there on one toe. Or one, crazy shit.
Yeah.
If
a bucket of water.
If your heel hit the ground, they hit you with a wooden stick on your cow.
You don't eat tonight.
You don't eat tonight. You sleep out there in the rain. They trying to see if you worthy.
Discipline.
Wax on, wax off. Why am I wax? Wax on and wax off. You will learn why later.
Yep.
Desire the sincere milk first. You know? Go ahead up.
Until she may trust his soul. So it says, it's gonna. She will walk with him by crooked ways and bring fear and dread upon him and torment him with his discipline until she may trust his soul and try him by her laws.
Yeah, but hold on. Why do you have to go through that so that we can be trusted with this? Keep going up the show.
Verse 18. Then will she return the straight way, not straight, that's what we're talking about. But then she will return the straight way unto him and comfort him and show him her secrets.
And show him her secrets. So you have to go through that straight and narrow to understand these secrets. You understand? But everybody's path is not the same way. But you still have to bear that cross. You have to go through that adversity. That's why I said, the Spirit bear witness with our spirit that we are the children of the Most High. And joint heirs, and also we suffer with Him. You got to go through that suffering, man. You go through that straight gate. Go ahead,
I just want to say, and the Lord said, who can make that straight when He have made cricket, man?
God.
They say wisdom can do that, man.
Yeah.
Hey, that's beautiful, man.
Hey, the Lord said, I have to live in my inheritance. So by His wisdom, He gonna make us pure again. He gonna cleanse us again. Because once a woman has sex with a man, she's not a virgin, she's not a woman. You know what it's like? They say if this seal is broken, do not drink.
Right.
So once a man enters a woman, she's a broken seal. You know, she loses value. That's the same thing with the nation of Israel. We've been laying down with all these other nations. So now the Lord, by wisdom, gonna cleanse us again to make us whole.
He said, "Don't return unto me."
Don't return to me. I got you. Don't worry about it. I know your spirit.
Verse 19. It says, but if he go wrong, she will forsake him and give him over to his own rules.
So if you go wrong, if you forsake, you will be forsaken. Like you have. Okay. That's the spirit. That's the spirit. Wow. They go right back to putting your hand to the plow and taking it off. That's basically what that's talking about. Because you want to go back a whoring. You want to go back to be dirty. You want to be cleansed again. You don't want to be holy.
It's Wisdom of Solomon, precept back, brother. Wisdom of Solomon, you want me to start from the top of you? All right. 1:1. Love righteousness, ye that be judges of the earth.
Right. And we are judges, because he is he that is spiritual judge all things.
think of the Lord with a good heart, and in simplicity of heart seek him.
Hey, that's why Joshua said, be of good courage. Go ahead up.
For he will be found of them that tempt him not, and showeth himself unto such as do not distrust him.
So hold on. If you don't tempt him, how do you tempt the Lord? I basically transgressed against the law. If you're not tempting him in that way, hey, why do you think the scripture said offend less? Of course we're going to offend, but offend less. That's even written in the scriptures. Right. All right. So have less offenses. You know. But that just goes to show. But it just goes to show you that that's the path that you have to take. Constantly being renewed every day. Go ahead.
For forward thoughts separate from the Most High.
For forward thoughts separate from the Most High. Anything that's profane separates from the Most High. That's why the Lord said, though it was for you to go astray, now seek the Lord 10 times more. Because you're going to go off. And what I was saying in the car. And you know what? Sometimes you got to fall so you can remember how to get up. But some people ain't never failed, so that's why they feel the pride. And pride goes before destruction.
And just the conventional dictionary, forward means contrary. So contrary to what? The scriptures. So thoughts contrary to the Most High separates you from it. You know?
That's right.
And contrary to the Most High, well, that's wickedness. Right? So that's going to separate you from the Most High. Right. It says, for forward thoughts separate from the Most High and his power. When it is tried, reproveth the unwise. For into a malicious soul, wisdom shall not enter.
So into a malicious soul, wisdom shall not enter. So if you're walking around, and if you're not a humble individual, if you're not, and the Lord said, I am high and lofty, but I am near to them who are of a contrite and humble spirit. Right. The Lord is with the lowly. Why do you think when he sent Samuel to go get David, he thought he was like, let him right there. I think when the Lord said, see, you looking on the outer man. Right. You're looking at his countenance. I don't look at the countenance like that. Right. It's not the size of the line, it's the size of the heart that's in the line. Because Saul killed his thousands, but David killed his tens of thousands. Right.
So Proverbs chapter 15, verse 33, the fear of the Lord is the instruction of wisdom. Right. Before honor is humility.
And the fear of the Lord is the instruction of wisdom. And before honor is humility. So you had to go through that straight and narrow. Right. All right, all that defaming, all that ridiculing. What Yahweh Shai said? Yahweh Shai said, they said John came neither eating nor drinking. They said, behold, he's a devil. Right. Yahweh Shai can't eating and drinking. They said, behold, a wine bibber and a glutton. So it don't matter what you do. They gonna talk shit anyway. Let them talk. You're supposed to. Because somebody got to fulfill that lot. Right. Okay? I'm just glad it's not my lot, because the Lord did say that to deceive and deceive our heads. You know, like Elder Apostle Gabar was saying, he said that Esau them out here worshiping Satan. You don't even know that you worshiping Yahweh, because Yahweh gives Satan the go. He give him the green light. You still worshiping Yahweh. How you think they said, blessed be the Lord God? Because the shepherds pitied him not. They ain't stupid. You know? It's just a spirit. So we got to go through this, brothers. So I got more than
a little bit more. It says, for into malicious soul wisdom shall not enter, nor dwell in the body that is subject unto sin.
That's subject to what? Not one to be obedient. The Lord, what it said when he said the song, he said, your disobedience, that's the sin of witchcraft. The Lord said, suffer not of which to live, man. So as we sit here and prepare ourselves mentally and spiritually for the physical things to come, we got to always remember that Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai is also the one that's the one that's orchestrating these. That's why people in these Christian societies say they love Psalms. And if you really met the Lord, you would really love Psalms. Because all he did was cry to the Lord and ask him to save him. And always praised him. That's all he did. And David had everything. David went off. David committed acts that were worthy of death. Right. So he's a prime example of grace. Because we're going to always go off. We're going to always commit sin, but we always following after the Lord. That's why the first psalmist said, him that meditate day and night, man. Let's be him that meditate day and night.
You mentioned King David, right, going off, committed adultery. What did it say? He was a man after the Lord's heart.
Exactly. And that's why I say a righteous man falls 7 times to get back. But it said righteous, it didn't just say any man.
Right. Because a wicked man is going to let his sins weigh him down. The scriptures tell you, don't let your sins weigh you down.
That's right.
Blessed that man whose conscience have not condemned him.
Right. That's the way.
Last verse, it spirit of discipline will flee deceit and remove from thoughts that are without understanding and will not abide when unrighteousness cometh in.
They said flee deceit. So that's why the brother, oh man, the brother, I think his name is, if I'm not mistaken, GMS Baltimore Topics, he did a beautiful video. He said, you might be able to pull a fast one on the elect, but you can't pull a fast one on your Yahweh Shai. That's when you know people start to lose their oil because they started being deceitful. That's why Yahweh Shai said, that oil shall come to light. You know? Most High sees his eyes are 10,000 times brighter than the sun. He can behold all the ways of men. You know, he sees everything. So that's how you know when somebody's being increased in the spirit, or suffer with them, or suffer with them, because that individual is come to seeking the Lord. You gotta keep eating, man. That's why I said blessed to see that reader. You know, because that's what comforts us. When you start, it's really when you start reading, and when you start really looking at videos, and you start to fall off into the word a little bit. That's when you really start to that's when you really start to fall off. Because that word start to draw you back. Because you're not eating, you're not reading. Now you're becoming spiritually deficient. Because you're not seeking that bread of life. That daily bread. You need that.
Putting that off the Lord day by day.
And that's not coming to you in your security. That's why the scripture says, by the terror of the Lord, we persuade men. That's why we go hard every day, man. Because we go through that straight and we know what's to come. That's the fear of the Lord. Knowing him. That's the fear of the Lord and applying what he said.
Yeah. Back in the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 7 rather, verse 8. It says, and one only path between them both, I'll start at verse 7. The entrance thereof is narrow and is set in a dangerous place to fall, like as if there were a fire on the right hand and on the left a deep water.
Hold that real quick. Read that one more time.
2nd Ezra chapter 7 verse 7. The entrance thereof is narrow and is set in a dangerous place to fall, like as if there were a fire on the right hand and on the left a deep water.
Right, on the right hand. So that's talking about tribulation. And that's what's to come to the nation of Israel here in America, known as Babylon the Great. So really, right now, we're going through that spiritual refinement. And we're making knowledge, wisdom, and understanding to be our defense, to be our weapon, which is faith. But before that happens, we warning the people. This is what's to come. We already know. The Lord said, you do what, all you have to do is preach. Just go out there and preach to the people. Warn the people. And I got you. But you have to stop sinning. Now you have to be an example. You can't be a hypocrite. Now you have to keep your hand to the plow. Now it's going to get deeper because as time goes on, okay, things are going to start to get a little more crazy. It's going to start, that yoke from Yahweh Shai, it's going to start to feel like it's getting a little tighter.
Yep.
All right, it's going to be a little more pressure coming your way because things are starting to get more deeper. So and that's why the elders say it's levels to this thing. Okay, he said 6 months ago you shouldn't be on the same level that you was on now. Saying things like that, because that means that Yahweh Shai not supping with you. You know? It's just through the spirit. So you have to go through these things in order for you to understand it, man.
You're not putting in the work.
The water. Yep. Because you're not being compensated by being increased because you're not putting in the work.
You're studying to show that self-improve.
Exercise.
Yeah, exercise.
Yahweh Shai said, if any man come and knock on the door, then I will come in and sup with him.
That's right.
All right?
I'm here.
Yep. You reading this book, that's you
knocking on the door. I was just gonna say that.
You know?
And it's an old school song that say, knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door.
You watching videos, that's you knocking. Because he can come in and sup with you and give you that understanding of what that brother is putting out, man. You know what I mean? And if you ain't watching videos and reading, you ain't knocking on that door.
Yo, brother, that's very spiritual. But what do you think's happening when you sitting there by yourself reading? It's like your Yahweh Shai is right there with you, breaking it down, but he in your mind, like, oh, that's what that means.
Yep. So if you ain't doing none of that, you ain't not gonna get it.
And if I can say real quick, you know, the scriptures say we're not gonna live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the Lord's mouth, man. All right, going back to that Ezekiel 2 and Ezekiel 3, talking about eating that roll. All right, hey, you gotta be digesting and eating this, man. If not, you're not eating this. What Amos 8 and 11 talking about the famine of the word, man. Because why? And it's representation of eating, right? Because why? Your body needs nourishment and you know, how do you say, vitamins and nutrients to keep you sustainable on the earth. But if you starve yourself to death, if you vitamins and nutrient deficient, your ass wind up dying. So the same thing's gonna happen when what? Amos 8 and 11 come and play the famine of the word. So the same thing, you gotta be sitting here eating daily. Make sure you have your daily vitamins and minerals, more or less to say, you know. The scripture also say, judge a tree by its fruits, you know. And you can't have a tree out in the middle of the damn desert, man. That tree gotta have water, man. All right, so if you want fruit to grow on your tree, you gotta sit there and water your tree all the time, man.
This is St. John, chapter 6, verse 44. No man can come to me except the Father, which hath sent me, draw him, and I will raise him up at the last day. Verse 65. Therefore said I unto you, that no man can come unto me except it were given unto him of my Father.
Right, and it said that no man can go to the Father except through him, but Yahweh said we have to deny ourselves and bear our cross.
Right.
So you have to go through that straight gate. Come.
Real quick, just go back. I was just thinking, right? You were mentioning the tree and watering it, and the brother brought out earlier about pruning. I was thinking, if you're not taking care, you know, like being diligent, studying, doing what you got to do, the weeds are gonna come, like you said, and you know,
and it's gonna choke it out.
Stone it,
Because we are the temple of the Most High, so we gotta take care of our vessels.
That's also a scripture where it says to leave thy servant not idle, because then he starts, seeing evil.
Right.
That's why you can't leave a child by himself. And they'll get into the streets, you know. So that's why you gotta. It says he that giveth his mind over to the Lord is occupied in the meditation thereof and seeking out the old ways, and it's Surah 39. 39 yeah. Surah 39 and 1. And be occupied in prophecy.
Occupied till I come.
Occupied. Hey, matter of fact, what did it say to Jonah? What is no occupation? When they fear the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Heaven and earth, man. All right? No, you got more than that.
No,
I think Second Ezra 7 and 8 now. And one only path between them both, even between the fire and the water, so small that there could but one man go there at once.
So you know what that remind me of? If anybody watched Rambo, the first Rambo, there was a scene where he had to go down on the ground and he took a piece of his shirt off and wrapped it around, and it was mice under there and rats because he was running from the sheriff. Remember that?
Right.
That's gonna be us in that day. And only one man could go in there. You gonna be in that bitch by yourself. But you know what? He had that light.
Right.
He had that light though. That's the only way he got through there. He didn't know what was there. He didn't know what was gonna come. But because he had faith and had that light, he got through that dark passage, man.
And on the other side is something great. Verse 9. If this city now were given unto a man of Slakia. Verse 9. If this city now were given unto a man for an inheritance, if he never shall pass the danger set before it, how shall he receive this inheritance?
Say it one more time, brother.
Verse 9. If this city now were given unto a man for an inheritance, if he never shall pass the danger set before it,
right?
How shall he receive this inheritance?
Now that's so beautiful, because think about this NBA analogy. Look at Golden State. That record they had that one year, what, 79 or something like that?
Yeah, 73.
Balling in the regular season. This regular season right now, the playoffs, that's Jacob's trouble. Because you got to grind. You got to win, what, 16 games? Sometimes you can go to 7 in the series. Sometimes you can sweep them. And then you got the finals, man. That's your Howard Shot. You know who's going to win. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's like. That's what it's going to be like. We want that glory, right? We want to get that crown of life. So we got to go through all of that before we can say that we're the champions.
Right. And it's funny too because you said you mentioned Golden State that year. Yeah, they won all those games, but they ended up losing the final. Someone else ended up taking that crown.
Matter of fact, I think LeBron was down 3-1.
Yeah, in that series. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah, it never happened before.
I got a precept to go with that. The inheritance, real quick, of the Lord.
Yeah.
All right, read that one more time over the show.
Second Ezra chapter 7, verse 9. If this city now were given unto a man for an inheritance, if he never shall pass the danger set before it, how shall he receive this inheritance?
So how shall he receive the inheritance? All right, and who is this from? The Most High. All right, because as we know, all right, through our history, what the Father always gave the inheritance to his firstborn son. Takes out Psalms 24 and 1. The earth is Yahweh's. That's the inheritance. The earth. You want to receive, earth, the kingdom, and everything within it. All right, that's the inheritance of the Most High. The earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof. All right. the world and they that dwell therein. So the world and they that dwell therein, that's the inheritance, you know, and you know, furthermore, going to the whole galaxy, the whole universe, all right? It says, for he that hath founded it upon the seas and established it upon the flood, who shall ascend into the hill of the Lord? Or who shall stand in his holy place? He that hath clean hands and a pure heart, who hath not lifted up his soul unto vanity, nor sworn deceitfully.
Right. That's what the scripture said. The Lord said, I shall not see iniquity before him. So we cleansed by the blood of Yahweh Shai.
He shall receive the blessing from the Lord and the righteousness from the God of his salvation. This is the generation of them that seek him and that seek thy face, O Jacob, Salah.
That seek thy face, O Jacob, Salah. This is that generation. We that generation that seek him. In the land of our captivity, we shall remember ourselves, man. Right. And we praising Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai in the land of our captivity to come and save us. All right? That's why I said those that was afflicted by him, they stood in great boldness. We're telling Esau to his face, yo, you finna go down and you going into slavery. Thus saith the Bible. Oh, you not? So you mean to tell me that all these atrocities that we went through is in the Bible? And we can correlate that. Matter of fact, you made books like Without Sanctuary. You made postcards saying we had a barbecue, which is you burn us. All right, picnic when you had a little Edomite bitch, pick any nigga that she want and you will hang them. Okay,
barbecue.
It was game.
Barbecue,
all that.
You pick a nigga barbecue.
So 3 say it's a sport to the wicked to do mischief, man.
Oh yeah, it says that, brother. It's a sport. It's a sport to them, man. Oh, we going nigga hunting. Right. That's what they say. GMS cool hunting. GMS cool hunting. There we go.
Show them how to dig that GMS Edomite land soon.
Yeah, but hey, but we have to go through this though. But we had to go through this. That's what Elder Apostle Gabar always said. We have to go through wickedness, and so now we can appreciate the righteousness. Right. You know, because we was unappreciative the first time. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, that's you may have to go out, man. You can't know righteous. You can't rule righteousness if you don't know what the wicked side looks like.
So hold on. In order for you to tell a lie, you gotta know what?
Truth.
All right then. That's a spirit, bro. So we have to know both sides, man, so we can appreciate it more. You know, that's why we got to go through that straight gate, so we can appreciate it more.
Hey, and King Solomon had it all, and still told us it was all vanity.
Vexation of the spirit.
Vexation of the spirit. So we know, you know, what difference does it make to gain the whole world and lose your soul, man?
That's where you're on that.
You wanted me to get Jeremiah. He's scarring them books up over there. That's what's up, brother. He's scarring them books up, brother.
1 second.
I'll still hold Jeremiah 30.
Yeah.
I'll bring it up.
What you got, hurry up?
I don't have it yet.
All right, I'll bring it up. It's Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 7. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it.
Right.
It is even the time of Jacob's trouble.
Right.
But he shall be saved out of it.
It's going to be a time of great straits for everyone on earth. But for us, we don't have to worry about the evil to come. All right? Can you give me some Rock 33 and 1, brother? It's a spirit.
I read it earlier.
That's why I said you want to come out.
Mark chapter 33, verse 1. Then there shall no evil happen unto him that feareth the Lord.
Right.
But in temptation, even again, he will deliver him.
Hey, that go right back to Revelation, the 3rd chapter. In the hour of temptation. But the Lord said, I will deliver you from because you kept my word. Because we kept his word. So the Lord gonna keep us from that temptation. Why? Because we fear him. Okay? We're not concerned what man can do, because we know that there's a higher power than man. And he controls every aspect of your life. He knows every number of hair that's on your head.
In 2nd Ezra chapter 2 and verse 27. Be not weary, for when the day of trouble and heaviness cometh, others shall weep and be sorrowful, but thou shalt be merry and have abundance.
Come on, but we shall be merry and have abundance, which is going to be everything here on earth. That's why we join heirs with Yahweh Shai. Principalities, anything that's in heaven that's here on earth, Yahweh Shai made it, and it's for him. He's going to inherit that, and we join heirs, right? guess we're gonna inherit it too. You know, Yahweh Shai was his only begotten son. He's an Israelite, but he's the son. He's a son of God, but only begotten son of God. The Lord said that we are his first. What it says in Exodus 4:22. He told Pharaoh to let my people go, Israel, even my firstborn. So we're gonna inherit everything as well. What do you want?
It's Psalms 2 and 6. Yet I have set my king upon my holy hill of Zion. I will declare the decree. Yahweh has said unto me, Thou art my son. This day have I begotten thee. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thy inheritance, and the uttermost part of the earth for thy possession.
He has begotten us. He has begotten us. And it's beautiful because when you think about, I'm just spiritually speculating. When you think about wisdom is like the woman to the heavenly Father. Because by the love and passion of wisdom, how everything's created. You know what I'm saying? Think about it like that. So by wisdom, he created us. You know what I'm saying? So we his woman. Like Yahweh Shai was created to be the only begotten. Now he also created us to be his only begotten, but his firstborn. So guess what? We was with Yahweh Shai in the beginning, so we Yahweh Shai only begotten. You know what I'm saying? But it tells you in what it tells you in it's in Isaiah. I think it's the 9th chapter. They call him faithful, counselor, father. But they're talking about Yahweh Shai.
Right.
Call him father. This is spiritual, man.
Right. That was it.
That was it that you had?
Yep. That was it. This is
Anybody else want to come
Ecclesiastes 17 to 17.
Anybody want to come up and speak? All right, come on.
Ecclesiastes chapter 17.
Yeah, if you got it, read out.
Read out.
Yeah, it's just I like that. Yeah, you got yours?
Now go ahead.
All right, I'll bring it out real quick. This is pertaining to an earlier topic. It's a little late, but this is Matthew chapter 5, starting at 10. Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven.
But theirs is the kingdom of heaven, because we being suffering for righteousness' sake. See, Yahweh Shai, what they did, they buffeted him. They try to bring up all kind of allegations to Yahweh Shai, but he suffered for righteousness' sake. That's why he's sitting on the right-hand side of the Heavenly Father. So Yahweh Shai is like, listen, I know what's to come. I'm telling you, this is nothing compared to what you're gonna get. Just go with it. Just take that little, like on John, hey man, take that little suspension. Don't worry about it. We're gonna cover that up. They ain't gonna know what's going on. You're gonna come back. You're gonna be good. That's hey, we suspended right now. You know what? Right now, you kicked out the house. Then we gonna bring you back in the house. That's what's happening, man.
Hey, big brother already done went through the hard part.
He did it already.
He done shows you what he had to go through, and we don't even have to go through not even half of what he had to go through.
Man, he said he have overcome the world. Be of good cheer, man.
Be of good cheer.
Yeah, he overcame it already.
I got a little bit more. This is 11. Blessed are ye when men shall revile you and persecute you, and shall say all manners of evil against you falsely for my sake. Rejoice and be exceedingly glad, for great is your reward in heaven, for so prosecuted they the prophets which were before you.
Speak on it.
Yeah. I mean, he said they prosecuted the prophets which were before us, but really we them men coming back in them same lots. You know what I'm saying? Because what it says, there's nothing new under the sun.
And that's true, because what did it say in Revelation, the 10th chapter? They told John the Revelator, you shall prophesy again before many nations.
Right.
So that we here again today, man.
So Daniel is going to stand in that lot.
Yep. And Job said the same thing. I shall see my maker.
Right.
Job said the same thing.
Yep. And you know that Job won't be here when Yahweh shall come back.
Hey, Ezra said, woe is me, woe is me. You shall deliver me in that day. Something like that.
Yeah, hey, reincarnation all day. That's reincarnation all day. Ezra said, woe is me, woe is me. And that was what, 2,000, how many thousands of years ago when Ezra said that?
AKA fuck.
Exactly.
And also when Yahweh Shai was talking to the disciples, and they said at this time without restore the kingdom, he said, no, but he said not at this time, but you shall see the Son of Man coming. So what do he mean? You shall see the Son of Man coming in great clouds. If he's standing right in front of him. He's telling him reincarnation.
Beautiful point. Beautiful point. Hey, what did he say? With the when Yahweh Shai healed the blind man, what did he say? Why is this man thus made blind? Is it because of his sins or his parents' sins? You know what I'm saying? So that's letting you know, man. Reincarnation is in the scriptures.
No, yeah, you're right. I got you.
Yeah, come on.
This is 1 Peter chapter 3, verse 14. And if ye suffer for righteousness' sake, happy are ye, and be not afraid of that terror, neither be troubled.
So you have to go through that straight. So if you're gonna suffer for righteousness' sake. Because it tells you in 2 Ezra, the 6th chapter, that Yahweh Shai, the Heavenly Father, coming back to visit the earth. It said the earth. Man, I'll never forget it. I'll never forget it when Elder Pastor Hart had did the video, and at the end, he said the creator of the universe is coming back to visit the earth. And when he said that, man, I just got cold. I was like, man, he talking about the creator of everything is coming back to visit the earth. So if we're gonna suffer, let's suffer right now for righteousness' sake. When the Lord come back, he gonna make an inquisition on everybody. Because it says that we all must stand before the judgment seat. Everyone.
Right.
Everyone. It don't matter who you are. Everyone, man.
See the things done in your body, good or bad.
Yeah.
Verse 15, but sanctify the Lord Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, power in your heart, and be ready always to give an answer to every man that asks of you a reason of the hope that is in you with meekness and fear.
Right, and we're doing that because of the fear of the Heavenly Father. I mean, though we be rude and speak sometimes, you know, but we're not in knowledge. As long as you get the message, you know, like we always say, man, if you're in a burning house, I don't care if I say, get the fuck up, the house on fire, or if I tap you on your shoulder and tell you to wake up. The message is that the house is on fire. We're trying to tell you to get out before it's burning. That's basically it. You know? Yeah. It's all good, though. Yeah.
Well, I was gonna, you have anything else on that? Because I had it's,
don't worry about that. You got it?
Yeah, go ahead. Verse 16, having a good conscience, that whereas thou speak evil of you, as of evildoers.
So, as they speak evil of us, as being evildoers, right? Oh, you guys are rapists. Oh, you had this man that blasted his daughter and his wife, and now he in jail. You had him in your camp. That was like 9 years ago. That's what we're talking about. Okay. Now, matter of fact, 9/11 had happened. They wouldn't have locked the elders up during that time. And all we doing is preaching the Bible. But so we suffering righteously. They try to defame us, but all they hear is us talking about America being destroyed. And you can see the dude DJ Trump doing this a great job. Trump, if it was lawful, I would have voted for you, bro. I would have voted for you. Doing a great, outstanding job. You know, I'm gonna go get me a Trump shirt. Go get one. I just playing though. Go ahead up.
They may be ashamed and falsely accuse you of good conversation in the Mashiach.
They're gonna falsely accuse?
They're gonna falsely accuse
our good conversation.
Our good conversation in the Mashiach.
But why is it? Because if it's good for somebody, it gotta be bad for somebody else. That's why it's called the gospel. It's the good news. So it's not this gospel is not for the heathens, because it's not good news for you. It's only for the nation of Israel. So the Bible is really only for the nation of Israel.
Real quick, that's the Lord's balance. He said he's a just balance. You know, if it's good for somebody, it gotta be bad for somebody. There's a time for hate, a time for love. It's good and evil. You know, so it's a balance to everything. Right? And the Lord made everything with a what's the word? A complete opposite, so to say. And, you know, if this is good news to us, it's got to be horrible news to somebody.
He made everything two against each other.
Yep. Because Esau, we're the devil to him, but to us, he's the devil to us.
And you got cold, you got hot.
That is true. And we are the devil to him. But the devil is a slanderer and a liar. But they say that Esau, you are your father the devil, because the truth abide not in you. So when we speak the truth to them is like a lie.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you're right.
I got one. I got one. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 42, verse 24. All things are double one against another, and he hath made nothing imperfect. One thing establisheth the good of another, and who shall be filled with beholding his glory?
Can you read the last part?
Ecclesiastes chapter 42, verse 25. One thing establisheth the good of another, and who shall be filled with beholding his glory?
Right there. One thing establishes the good of the other. Because you got to know, like we just said, you got to have both sides. When something fucked up happens, you appreciate the good. Go ahead, Al. You got it. You got it, brother.
That's it on that.
I was going to say, because that's yin and yang, duality. You can't make judgment, you can't make discernment without two different vessels.
How you gonna know if something's hot if you don't know what cold feels like? You know?
Right.
It's a standard within itself, man. That the perfect balance that the Lord set up everything, man. You got push, you got pull. If the waters just went forward, the whole earth will flood. But look, the Lord made it perfect. They go forward, they go back.
This is Daniel chapter 7, verse 14. And there was given him dominion and glory and a kingdom that all people, nations, and language should serve him. His dominion is an everlasting dominion which shall not pass away, and his kingdom which shall not be destroyed.
Hey, and you know what? That's spiritual, because Satan, knowing that he had but a short time, because his kingdom is short, but our kingdom is going to be forever. Because right now we in hell because we not ruling. The earth is given to the hands of the wicked. We love righteousness, so we in hell. Everything around us is contrary to what the Lord said. That's why the scripture says, surely oppression maketh the wise man mad. You don't have to physically be oppressed. You can be mentally oppressed. God damn, man. Now they allowing these faggots, man, to... Shit. Now my skin got to... Hold on, man. So a transvestite teaching my daughter how to read? You know what I'm saying? That's vexing to a man in the world. You know? You got more than that?
Now I got another one though. Ecclesiastes chapter 37, verse 25. The days of the life of man may be numbered, but the days of Israel are innumerable.
So we're going to live forever and ever and ever. Because as a matter of fact, it was supposed to be that way prior to Eve going off. Then she made Adam to follow. Because what it said, the Lord said, my soul shall not be with man no more than 120 years. Roughly paraphrasing that. So we were living forever before that, all right?
That's why it says Esau's the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning. That follow, we're going back to the beginning. You know, going back to our first estate where we had everything. You know, right now we're being, going through humility. You know, we have to be humble. You know, for us to appreciate. You know, like now we have to, so we can appreciate the stuff that we're going through. What's it? Deuteronomy 32nd chapter, Jeshurun, wax, fat, and kick.
Right.
You know, we wax, fat, and, we're forsaking the Lord. That's why we have to earn our way back to it.
Hey, since the brother said that, I was pretty much holding that right there. Let me start it. This is Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 4. It says, he is the rock. His work is perfect, for all his ways are judgment. A power of truth and without iniquity, just and right is he. Just starting there, talking about balance, The Most High is balanced, and he judges everything, He's gonna make sure, there's gonna be a balance to everything that he has. He's gonna make sure everything is done in righteousness, more or less to say. He's not gonna do anything without discretion, The Most High just don't do anything, without how do I say, discerning or checking with the things first, Just like you don't get inside your car and go on a long ass trip without checking how much gas you got. You see what I'm saying? The Most High knows all the things and he plans for all these things, all right? So continuing on, it says, but they have corrupted themselves. Their spot is not the spot of his children. They are a perverse generation. They are perverse in a crooked generation. All right, talking about what? The children of Israel, all right? Because why? We wanted to go and start following after these other nations, all right? It's not it's not lawful for us to be following after these other nations. We was created to serve the Most High and the Most High only, all right? So that was out of balance and going off, all right?
Hey, because serving the other nations became a curse to us. Jeremiah 17:4. The Lord even told Jeremiah, you shall discontinue from thy heritage, and he did it through Esau. That's what became a proverb and a byword, because we're not calling out. It show you that in Psalms 83rd, the 83rd Psalm. Yeah. What, to take the name of Israel out of the earth? Calling us Puerto Rican, Venezuelan, Jamaican, Indian, but they ain't calling us Reuben, what you trying to say, Rawabun, Yahawada, Shemayawan, Aquarium. lawyer. They're not calling us that. But we coming back to that. That's how you know we in the last days. But see, we had to go astray first before the Most High came back to get us. You got it? You already know. All right, spirit.
This is Isaiah 54, verse 5. But thy maker is thy husband. Right. The Lord Yahweh of hosts is his name.
Right.
And thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel, the power of the whole earth shall he be called.
The power of the whole earth. And that goes back to Isaiah the 2nd chapter. All nations will come under our rulership.
For the Lord Yahweh have called thee as a woman forsaken and grieved in the spirit.
Right. And we are grieved in the spirit. All right. We are badly we badly fallen from our state. Take that in Lamentations the second chapter. It said that we fall. Matter of fact, you get it from real quick. Lamentations 2:1, real quick. Bible shop.
For the Lord have called thee as a woman forsaken and grieved in the spirit, and a wife of youth, when thou was refused self the power. For a small moment have I forsaken thee, but with great mercy will I gather thee. Go again. But the Lord, Isaiah 54, verse 6. For the Lord have called thee as a woman forsaken and grieved in the spirit, and a wife of the youth, when thou was refused of the power.
And the wife of thy youth when you was refused in your power. All right, that's like being taken, but then at the same time you've been refused and rejected after that. All right, a woman to be scorned. A woman to be scorned. Lamentations 2:1.
This is Lamentations chapter 2, verse 1. How hath Yahweh covered the daughters of Zion with a cloud in his anger, and cast down from heaven unto the earth the beauty of Israel, and remembered not his footstool in the day of his anger.
So that's what happened to us. We was cast down from our beauty. Right now, we spiritually have ashes on us and we wearing sackcloth. That's why the scripture says it's better to go into the house of mourning than the house of murder. So we are in the time of mourning right now. But our people just can't see it because what it says, surely oppression maketh the wise man mad, and the gift destroyeth the heart. That's the difference. That gift come from Esau. Our gift come from faith, which is not of our soul. That's the difference.
That's why I say they that have received benefits have not known.
Exactly. Second Ezra 9, right?
It said, for a small moment have I forsaken thee.
So this is nothing. This is temporal. Right?
But with great mercy will I gather thee.
So the Lord said with great mercy he gonna gather us. So we waiting and we looking for that day. But don't we have to go through something real quick? Can you give me Acts 14:22? Don't we have to go through something before we get the kingdom of heaven? All right. Wisdom had to try us first, just so that we can get these secrets. Because the scripture says, "The Lord God doeth nothing, but He revealeth His secrets unto His servants, the prophets." Okay.
14:22. This is Acts chapter 14, verse 22. Conforming the souls of the disciples.
So like confirming the souls of the disciples. You have to be confirmed by wisdom. All right. So you have to be tried first. So like,
confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith, and that we must through much tribulation enter into the kingdom of Yahweh.
They said exhorting. We have to be exhorting because why? We know that much tribulation is coming.
Right.
So hey, if a brother don't correct you, a 2/3 not gonna be. Because the scripture says open rebuke is better than secret love. Yeah, how shall openly rebuke? Did he tell Peter, he said, get behind me, Satan. Get behind me. When Yahweh said he had to perish, he said no, because you don't want to know why he said that? Because you're going against Yahweh's will. See, we become selfish. Like today, people be crying, oh, why? You selfish. You want them to stay here and suffer here? Right. They finna be resting. You don't even know it, man. So, Yahweh Shai did the same thing. The spirit. You read it one more time, Bible Shai.
This is Acts chapter 14, verse 22. Confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith, and that we must through much tribulation enter into the kingdom of Yahweh.
Through much tribulation before we enter the kingdom, man. They going back to that straight path. Rather than going into that broad gate. We going through that straight path, that path of difficulty. And you know that. Listen here. It's so many people that been playing basketball. You play junior high, you play a lot of high school, you varsity and shit. Then you go to college. Cats got a couple first steps and you getting did a little bit. But then you go play in the NBA. Now you playing with Russell Westbrook. Now you playing with Steph Curry. Now you playing with LeBron. You know, that's what it's like, man. So it's levels to this thing. And then you come up, then you fuck around and make first team. What do they call it? First team, first NBA. Yeah, first NBA All-Star team. Okay, cool. You make that. That's the. You know what I'm saying? Right. But then all of us, we make up the dream team. We the dream team. Because we dreaming, man. We have faith, man, that this is gonna come to pass.
And it will.
Those are visions. Didn't I say the Lord said in your slumber? Giving them visions, man. We envision it. When brothers get visions, you know, they make videos. Oh man, I had a vision of this and a vision of that. What do you think these are? The prophets are visionaries. They were moved by the Spirit. They were like, matter of fact, I think Ezra's had like what four or five people that knew how to write really good, really fast. We have scribes. The Spirit hits you. You just sit there and you just start writing. It's heavy, you know. That's just how we are right now in the Spirit. Yeah, he had the root. You know?
That's in Proverbs 29, what says it. But there's no vision of people perish.
Right. No, the water. Well, there is no vision of people perish. So you blind. Dang, it's right before your eyes, but you blind. That's heavy.
Hey, but the scripture we brought out earlier in the book of Luke, talking about blessed your eyes will see the things that you see. All right. Then also in like the book, I believe Habakkuk, where it says the vision is yet for a appointed time. You know. Right. You know, and then they also tell you like learn the parable of the fig tree. So these are all things you have to spiritually be able to see and discern, man. Everybody can watch the damn news and see the same shit that we see, but do they understand how to decode that, man? Do they see that, you know, that they going into thermonuclear warfare, World War III with Russia, or do they think, oh, they've been always talking about these things, man? Right. They don't see these things coming to pass, but what? We have that vision to be able to see these things, man.
That's right. Matter of fact, you got something, let's say, get Isaiah 49 right here. What you got?
Isaiah 48 verse 7. They are created now and not from the beginning, even before the day when thou heardest them not, lest thou shouldest say, behold, I knew them. Yea, thou heardest not, yea, thou knewest not, yea, from that time that thy ear was not open, for I knew that thou wouldest deal very treacherously, and was called a transgression from the womb.
I think I got it out.
You got it out? You know what I'm talking about? It's beautiful.
Isaiah 46. This might not be it, but verse 9. Remember the former things of old, for I am him. I am the Most High, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, and there is none else. I am Yahweh, and there is none like me. Declaring the end from the beginning.
Declaring the end from the beginning, like the brother Dawud was saying. People just watch the news. They can see all these events and tactics that's happening. But can you decipher the scripture? And that's the difference, because the Lord said, that's how you know what a power is. I can count every hair in your head. Well, you know, I'm going to go a little further. I'm going to tell you when the end is and how it's going to happen. Man, that's the power that, man, that can't be dealt with, man. I'm going to build you up. Matter of fact, I'm going to send a vision to you, Alexander. Then when you see my people, you going to bow. They say, why you bowing to them? These are the men I saw in my vision. They told me that I was going to rule the whole world. Right. Come on. That's heavy, man. You know? When them visions hit you, man, it's the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. That's what the Lord does. There's no greater power than the power that can tell you when you're going to live and die. That statue can't do that. Right. You know?
Now, what were you reading it?
Isaiah 46 and 10.
All right, I think I found one in verse 8 of Isaiah 48. Isaiah 48 and 3 says, I have declared the former things from the beginning, and they went forth out of my mouth, and I showed them, I did them suddenly, and they came to pass.
Come on, he did them suddenly, and they came to pass. And like the scripture says, so it shall come to pass. It's set for an appointed time. And now this is the time right now for us to be building ourselves up more spiritually. Because we need to be investing more into our spiritual bank account, because the things here on this earth is going to decay and rot. It's going to all be burnt to smithereens. only thing you're gonna have in that day is the spirit. You may not even have your sword. So it has to already be a part of you. You know?
I remember thinking the book of Eli, man. He had his sword, but he couldn't read. It was in him.
But he was able to read it. He was blind. A blind man that had a Bible. And that was very spiritual because that man wanted that book so bad, right?
He lost the sword in the end, but remember he had it in him, so he could remember it and they jumped in.
He remembered every scripture. He remembered every scripture from beginning to end.
Like the man wanted that book so bad because he said he can control the people. The Edomite said, I can control the people.
Words in this book.
Okay, with this word right here, it's the book. He wanted that book. But what happened when he got it? He couldn't read it. It was literally the word, but he couldn't read it.
This ain't for you Edomites,
This book is for a blind person. It's braille. But here come Eli sitting there. He went off. He said his head. He went off. Laying there, all white, reciting the words. That's heavy. That's why I said, blessed is he that readeth.
This ain't for you Edomites, man.
You got to meditate therein.
Hey, but that's why. Hey,
go ahead. No, go ahead, Slack.
And just saying on that one scene in that movie about the scriptures being written inside of them, hey, wisdom and knowledge should be the stability of that time, man. We might be out there in those days and not have the actual Bible on us, but we already know it's already in us, man. All right? And then ultimately, the Most High said, this is the new covenant I'm going to create with them. Look, I'm going to put this on the inside of you. You're not even going to have to teach your brother about the scriptures no more, man. We're not even going to really have a Bible no more at that point in time. We're going to be programmed to be righteous, man.
But you need it. The Lord said, seek him early while he may be found. Because right now we can build with brother, be with brother. But in that day, all you're gonna have is the spirit. So you want to be in straight autopilot in that day. The Lord gonna teach. Yeah, we're gonna get the laws, but man, we gotta get this now.
Hey, and it's so funny because also in the book of Eli, he got over righteous when it came to that book. He was willing to hold on to that book. He was willing to do whatever until he lost it and realized, hold on, man, I forgot what the book taught me. There wasn't no need. He didn't need the book. He had it up here. So he spent a lot of his time trying to hold on to that book when he didn't need it in the first place. Because he had already studied to show himself approved. He'd already put in all the work.
But I wouldn't call over righteous, brother. You want to know why? Because the Lord said, cleave unto me. So he was just cleaving unto the sword.
By habit. By habit.
But when he had it was already in him.
It was programmed.
That's why it said, eat this roll. You got to eat it. You are what you eat, right?
You are what you eat. Hey, he had a taste of the new covenant before.
They want to say that, yeah, how you going to taste this sweet goodness and then take your hand from the plow?
Hey, man.
It was like honey.
Tripping.
Wisdom is like honey. You can't have too much honey.
I found that precept out.
Oh, the water.
This is Isaiah chapter 42 and verse 9. Behold, the former things are come to pass, and new things do I declare. Before they spring forth, I tell you of them.
Before they spring forth, I tell you of them. Come, how is he telling you? Through his prophets. The Lord will tell you in Hosea 12:10. He said, I speak through the similitude of my prophets. Ooh, Baltimore, wait a minute. And the Lord gonna speak by his prophets, who's gonna teach you?
Right.
It's a spirit, man.
Can't get around that.
Can't get around that, fool. That's why
It's a cut.
Man, the Lord had other person. I don't know what to tell you.
It's a cut.
I was scared.
Hey,
it wasn't even me. You know,
I've been holding this scripture for the longest time.
Anybody want to come up real quick? No, you go ahead.
Yo, anybody
want to come up?
Now we can close out for the
Close out? Oh, okay, come on. No, go ahead. No.
Yeah, bring out that.
Holding this one for a minute, man.
Okay.
This is 1 Peter chapter 5. I'll start at verse 5. Likewise, ye younger, submit yourselves unto the elder. All of you be subject one to another, and be clothed with humility. Brothers been bringing out humility all night, you know. For Yahweh resisteth the proud, and giveth grace to the humble. Verse 6, humble yourselves, therefore, under the mighty hand of Yahweh, that he may exalt you in due time, casting all your care upon him, for he careth for you. Verse 8, be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour.
Right, man. That's why, you know, as a man of the Lord, you gotta have your head on a swivel, man. You gotta be diligent. All right. You know, know, checking everything out, man. You know, checking yourself first and foremost, all right? Because it's a constant battle between you and your spirit and the flesh. And then Satan, man, he's looking for any little thing, whether it's the spiritual demon Satan or the physical counterpart of Satan, which is Esau. They're looking for anything to catch you up, man, to hem you up on, man. Get you on some bullshit to hinder you from doing this truth, you know? You know, you got brothers out there, you got countless examples of things that they've run into, which it was ultimately set up by the Lord, but, you know, Satan's just looking for anything, man, to throw in front of your path, man, so you can stumble. But what? You can stumble and fall, but a righteous man gets back, you know, fall 7 times and get it back up, man. Your brother want to grab that. Because, hey, it's not about how many times you fall, because you're in the flesh, you will fall. If you ain't never fell in this truth, you got a heavy judgment coming. The Lord's going to flop you down, man, because you ain't going into the kingdom without adversity. All right, that's how you get purified, all right? Acceptable men purified in the furnace of adversity. All right, the Lord's got to chastise you to prove you, man. If you don't get proved, how can you call yourself a man of the Lord? All right, look at what look at our best example. Yahushua went through the things you ain't never gonna experience in your life, but he had to go through it. All right, and we ain't the servant is not greater than his master.
Right.
All right. Well, if he had to suffer it, then we gonna have to suffer it, man.
Proverbs 24, verse 16. For a just man falleth 7 times and rises up again, but the wicked shall fall into mischief.
See, that's the thing about a righteous man's gonna fall 7 times and get it back up again. One of these, somebody that ain't meet for repentance, he might fall once, get back up. Then the next time he go through something, he like, hey, fuck this, man, this ain't for me. You know, because what? He didn't count the cost, man. He didn't have a foundation, a solid foundation, which is in Yahushua. He just wanted to, you know, just come and, you know, lollygag, maybe you know, fake the funk for a little bit. But what? When that true adversity comes, that's when the real man is shown, man. And if you can't handle these light afflictions we're going through now, man, then you're not gonna be able to make it in these last times. But where you really gonna be tested, man. What happens when your family's presented in front of you with guillotines and torture tactics, and you just strapped to a table and gotta watch them get put to death one by one? You gonna fold, or you gonna keep your integrity and keep the faith in Yahweh outside? If they gotta die, they gotta die. But hey, the Lord can if you keep your faith, man, to the end, the Lord can do something miraculous and save all of them. Or if they gotta die, then you know they just die. But hey, you know where they coming back to. Just don't fold, man. Don't give up the integrity. Don't give up the faith that the Lord has bestowed upon you, man. Because that's the most important gift the Lord can give you, this faith. All right, through faith, you're gonna believe in the scriptures. You're gonna get it. You're gonna want to get into the knowledge and wisdom. All right, you're gonna seek after all these things. But what? The Lord gave you the gift of faith, and that's like you take that gift, man, and just give it to somebody else, man. Right? Somebody give you a gift out of their own heart, and you're gonna give it to the next man. We've seen that happen, man, and you know, it shows a lack of character, man. Here, there's somebody at the sincerity of their heart gives you a beautiful gift, and then you're just gonna throw it away, man. You're gonna shit on it.
Throw it away, or you do nothing with it.
Nothing.
You leave it there.
Yep.
You don't look at it. You don't open it up.
Yeah.
You just leave the shit there.
It might be a.
You don't even open the wrapper.
It might be a T-shirt. So let's say somebody got you a T-shirt. You really want it. You just gonna, you know, put it in the hang it in the closet, man. Hey, the Lord's gonna. I want it back. The Lord wants it back. Then if you're not gonna use it.
Right.
That reminds me of the napkin nigga art, man.
Put a napkin in his pocket, or the man with the one token, or the one talent. When it dug a little hole and drew himself a map right here.
That's why I kept it, y'all.
That he just pretty much disrespected the Lord, man. That's what it is. You're ungrateful and disrespectful if you don't do nothing with this truth, man.
I don't say Salaki. Yahushua said he wants he wants it with interest, with usury.
Right.
You know?
I reap where I sow not. So if you knew, and the thing was, the servant knew that. They still,
mouth.
Yeah, you condemn yourself, man. Was that it on that?
Yeah. Proverbs 24:16. For a just man falleth 7 times and rises up again, but the wicked shall fall into mischief.
Yeah, the wicked shall fall into mischief, man. Because what? They're seeking mischief. They want to set traps for others. So they're going to get snared in their own traps. They're going to fall in their own pits. But what? The righteous is continually going to get up, man. It's like, I like to watch the Rocky Balboa movies, man. Because he wasn't like the top box. He lost. He got knocked down. But he always got back up, man. And that's how you gotta strive to be, man. Because you know you should know coming into the truth, you're gonna fall many times.
Right.
Many times. But that don't take from you being a man of the Lord. You gotta fall to get back up. Right? It's not about how many times fall, it's what you do afterwards, man.
Right.
You're gonna get up, or you're gonna lay there for a couple minutes wallowing in the mire? Are you gonna in the basketball they flop you? Where you gonna flop? You're just gonna lay there, man, and seek others' sympathy and pity.
Right.
Or you gonna get up like a man?
Nagging the referee.
Yeah. Complaining ain't gonna change nothing, man. The ref is gonna overturn the call because you bitching. So you just gotta get up and keep rolling with the punches, so to say. That was it. You wanna go back into that real quick?
First Peter chapter 5, verse 5. Likewise, ye younger, submit yourselves unto the elder.
Hey, that's another thing about being in this truth. Order. All right, you gotta submit. The younger gotta submit, but the spirit gotta submit to them that are older, man. The elders and so on, man. Just like there's a ranking system and everything, man. Even at your work, you got the grunt workers, then you got the immediate supervisor, then you got the supervisor, and so on and so on. Everybody got to follow orders. Unless your name is Yahweh, which ain't nobody here is, you got to follow orders, man. Even Yahweh got to follow orders. That's the only one that ain't following orders is the one giving the orders, man, which is Yahweh. He not going to sit there and counsel with you.
Hey, but wait. He's still even in order. He said even for my own word. That's why I won't destroy you because of my own word. So he got to keep his own word. Everything is in order, man.
That's cool. That's cool.
Because the Lord's a perfect order, man. And that's why, as it is in heaven, so shall it be on earth. And that's how the structure of the kingdom's going to be, man. The order, man.
How about you?
It says, likewise, ye younger, submit yourselves unto the elder. Yea, all of you be subject one to another.
And then it goes to say, all of you be subject one to another, man. Because, hey, even the younger, can still bring up something that you don't see, all right? A younger man in the truth can see something you don't see. Hey, you got to, what does it say? What?
It says, yea, and all of you be subject one to another.
That's right. So you can't just, brush a brother off just because he's lower than you in the rank, so to say. Right?
And be clothed with humility.
With humility. The greater thou art, the more humble thyself. Go ahead.
For Yahweh resisteth the proud.
That's plain and simple. The Lord resists the proud, man. There's countless examples of men like that. They came, they gone, and now they're in the wind, man. Go ahead.
And giveth grace to the humble.
Giveth grace unto the humble, man. Because what? He that abases himself shall be exalted, and he that exalts himself shall be abased, man. And the humble ain't gonna go around talking about he the head of Israel, and he ain't been around for a couple years, man. He been around for 5 years, 10 years. You ain't the head of nothing, man. You can't even rule your own household. You talking about you the head of Israel? There's so many examples of that, though.
And if you look through the scriptures, all the heads didn't want that position. So obviously you're not the head if you want it. Exactly.
You're like, I'm this guy, I'm that guy. You're the only one that knows who you are in the reincarnation. Dang. Because of the way, man, pride comes before destruction. And that's usually what happens with these guys that get puffed up with knowledge, man. They know all the precepts to go to, but they're full of shit the whole time, man. The whole time they just bullshit, man.
They got to give double honor to themselves.
And then the next thing you know, they flip it, they making perverse the doctrine, going, all the way off, man. They got that saying, oh, he was all the way in out left field. That came out of left. Well, these niggas are in the parking lot, man. Not even in the stadium. That's where they coming from, way out of there. Just bug the hell out. Go ahead.
Verse 6. Humble yourselves, therefore, under the mighty hand of Yahweh, that he may exalt you in due time.
Yeah, so the Lord is the one that does the exalting, man. You don't exalt yourself, be all boastful about what you think you know, because you don't know a damn thing, man. The Lord's the one that speaks through you. We're just vessels, man, so you can't be proud. Oh, I know all these precepts. I do videos on this topic and that topic. Hey, man, the Lord, because look at the story of King David. He wasn't the boastful, he wasn't the biggest. Right? But what? The Lord exalted him in due time, man. Because he was humble, he was meek. Go ahead.
Casting all your care upon him, for he careth for you.
Read that from the top of the show.
It says, verse 6, humble yourselves therefore under the mighty hand of Yahweh, that he may exalt you in due time. Casting all your care upon him, for he careth for you.
That's right, you're supposed to cast all your care on the Lord. Yahweh, washing your side, man. Because he's the one that cares for you, man. You give up the supplications to the Lord, you pray unto him, you beseech him, beg him, and he's the one that's going to give you what your heart's desire. Yahweh said, he asked in my Father's name, you shall receive. That's why you give him all the cares, man. All your cares. All right, give him all your attention, and he's going to handle what you need, man. He's going to give you what you need. Here it is, the birds feeding, shitting everywhere, drink water when they want, eat when they want, but the servants of the Lord ain't going to get the things that they desire.
Verse 8, be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour.
You start getting in the flesh, you start forgetting about the Lord and praying, you know, and then that's when Satan comes, man. Satan's waiting around the corner every moment, man. Satan don't got no downtime. He don't sleep, he don't eat, all right? He don't take a bath. He's just waiting on for you to slip up, man. So, because when you fall, the brother read that earlier, when you fall, he gonna be right there to scoff at you, man, to keep you down. Hey, look, you ain't shit, nigga. And he gonna put that doubt in you. That's what Satan does.
Yeah,
he been waiting for you to bust your ass this whole time, man.
Look, Yahweh, I told you I'd get him.
Satan is in order, man. He's an angel also, and that's his job, man. And he just like we want to please Yahweh Shai, he want to please Yahweh Shai, and his job is to trip you up.
And he wake up every day. He put his jersey on. He tie his shoes tight, and he play hard, man. He play like he in the playoffs every day.
He in the gym 5 hours before anybody.
Hey, you think you had a scrimmage? He trying to dunk on you, man.
That's crazy because Job, man, Satan know he can't trip up a righteous man, but he gonna keep trying though.
Right, he gonna go hard, man.
Say I can do it as long as I can do it. He gave me the go ahead.
Hey, he taking off his warm. He don't even put on the warm ups. He just go hard, man.
Think about it, he got me saying, man, Joe's feeling you for nothing, man. You got the head around Joe, man. Like, let me get at him.
100 miles an hour, man.
He's gonna curse you, I promise.
And that's the last thing you want, man. Because you know, the Most High send demons on you, but they'll be low level, mid level. You don't want to actually Satan to come on you. So you gonna go through some shit you ain't never seen.
That's why he said you overcame the world. He has to chill, man.
And who did Yahweh Shai get confronted, tempted by? Satan himself, man.
Right.
He came here showing him all the glories of the kingdom and all this bullshit.
That's why
Yahweh Shai hit him with them scriptures.
Be of good cheer. I have overcame the world. So, hey.
I got that.
You got to know the truth too, because he came to him with the scriptures.
Yeah.
You know?
Right, yeah.
He came out of scriptures, even Satan himself.
Can't cut it. That's right. Goddamn, sir.
And that's how you overcome. You know, you beat Satan. That's when he start working with you, man. Hit yourself with the scriptures, man. It's gonna be your voice. It ain't gonna be some, some dark voice in your head. It's gonna be your voice, man. So you gotta rebuke yourself, or really rebuke Satan with the scriptures, man.
Hey, like that movie Us. It's your doppelganger. You just to eat the wicked side of you.
Yeah, like we were talking about it. The cartoons got the demon and the angel, you know. But that's what it is, man. You got Satan, the flesh fighting against the spirit, man. And you know who the God of this world is? Satan, man. Esau eat him, but what? Who's the spiritual counterpart, man? The left hand side. Right? Satan's perfect in all he does because he gets it from the Lord, man. How? He does everything perfect, man. He don't fuck up. Satan don't fuck up, man. you give Satan an inch, he gonna take the whole mile. So it's better to be circumspect, man. Be vigilant, you know. And that begins within yourself, watching yourself, examining yourself. The scripture says, examine thyself daily, you know.
Yeah, this is John chapter 16, verse 33. These things I have spoken unto you, that in me ye might have peace. In the world ye shall have tribulation, but be of good cheer. I have overcome the world.
That's right, man. So the Lord said we're going to have tribulation, man. He said that we're going to go through things. But what? He said that he going to read that again, that last part of the show?
Come on.
Because the Lord ain't got to give you something you can't handle.
In the world ye shall have tribulation, but be of good cheer. I have overcome the world.
Yeah, the Lord said he overcame the world, so guess what? If we be joint heirs, like in Romans 8:16, or Romans like, it's chapter 8, he said that we're going to be joint heirs with him. So if he overcame the world, we're going to overcome it. Right? Through what? Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemi outside. Well, how man. So we ain't got nothing to worry about. You just got to have faith. Hope in what you be reading. Hope in what you teach. You know? And ultimately, the Lord's going to hold fast to his word, his promise, right? His covenant. All right? The Lord's not a man that he shall lie. So look, he said he's going to deliver us from this captivity. Well, guess what? He's going to deliver us from this captivity. All right? And we'll end on this paragraph for Luke 4, like 25. Nah, you got something about that?
Romans 15:4. For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope.
That's what was written before time, man. The life of Yahushua, the persecution, the tribulation, all right, the distress, the humiliation, the mockery, all that was written about, man. All the things the prophets went through, our forefathers, all for the name of Yahweh Shemi, man. That's the comfort for us, man. We shouldn't be discouraged by the people coming up against us. You should be amped, right? You should go harder when people come up against us, man. But the more people talk shit, the better our chances get to being the men of the Lord.
Real quick, I'll back you up. Sirach 2 and 10, I think it says, look at the generations of old and see whoever put their trust in the Lord and were confounded. None. So like the brother said, our forefathers was written for our learning. So this time right now, he's building up in the faith, man. You know, that's what the man of the Lord is going to do. That's what separates us from the whole nation. Applying.
You got one more precept there?
Oh, I did. Numbers chapter 23, verse 19. The Most High is not a man that he should lie, neither the Son of Man that he should repent. Hath he said, and shall he not do it? Or hath he spoken, and shall he not make it good?
That's right, man. So the Lord, man, everything written in this Bible is going to come to pass. It already has come to pass. All right? The Lord didn't write this for some pastime. You know, when you're bored, you read it. Right? This is the book of what's happening, what happened, and what's going to happen, man. This isn't, you know, one of these things that you just pick up when you're bored at night, you know?
Right.
All right, well, the power's out, so let me read. Yeah. You're on the shelf, so you want to look at something. And you probably, you know, you're not even getting no understanding, man. Right. At the end of the day.
Iceberg slim book.
Yeah. It's Baruch chapter 4, verse 1. This is the book of the commandments of power. Baruch chapter 4, verse 30. Baruch chapter 4, verse 24. Look as now the neighbors of Zion have seen your captivity.
Because well, all our neighbors, all these heathens, they have seen our captivity. They ain't do it. According to Psalms 83, they were all together in cahoots. And nobody came protest our slavery, lift a hand, speak up, nothing. Nobody came for us, nobody.
So shall they see shortly your salvation.
So now that since they seen our destruction, our captivity, all right, us being dragged through the mud, now they're gonna see our what?
So shall they see shortly your salvation from our Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, which shall come upon you with great glory.
That's right, man. So the Lord is going to allow all these witnesses around the earth to witness His elect or His people receive salvation, man.
What Revelation 11:12 say? And they heard a great voice from heaven, and they ascended up, and their enemies beheld them.
Exactly.
Like I say right here,
Psalm 5.
And brightness, it said, they shall see your brightness in everlasting.
Matthew 24, that says that He's going to come with great power and glory, man.
Right, God.
How do you think Yahushua coming? Yahushua coming with style, man. He ain't coming, you know, on a mule like he did last time.
Right.
You know, he can't roll into Jerusalem on a mule.
And they showed us on Independence Day 1 and 2. Them big ass chariots that covered the whole globe.
Hey, and then just recently on Apostle Kabar's last live feed, one of them, he showed, he mentioned the movie Yahushua War of the Worlds, and it showed in the church. It showed Yahushua on, man, bro.
That's a World of Worlds.
Yes.
For the 50s.
Yes. Yep.
Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
They showed the motherfucker on the ship. They're not gonna like his father. His pop. Y'all seen it?
Yeah, I was just about to bring it out.
I know his pops was
was riding on the chariot.
Standing outside on the chariot, man.
And his father was Yahweh Shai in the movie.
Creator.
Yeah, he was a creator.
Yeah, because he can make something out of nothing and shit. He can manipulate it.
Yeah, made his own planet.
Yeah. But go ahead and finish that up. Yeah, verse 25. Hey man, because this is gonna be great. This Exodus is gonna be far beyond what we can expect, man. We expect great things, so imagine what's coming.
Like it's Root 4 and 25, my children suffer patiently the wrath that is come upon you from power, but thine enemy have persecuted thee, but shortly thou shalt see his destruction, and shall tread upon his neck.
That's right, man. So the Lord gonna have us tread upon your neck. All right?
So what shall feed us the wicked?
Read that again, Bob, and get Malachi 4 and 3.
Root chapter 4, verse 25. My children suffer patiently the wrath that is come upon you.
Are we not suffering this patiently, man? We ain't out here throwing rocks at Esau. We're not out here taking up arms. We're suffering patiently, man. Going through the tribulation, going through that adversity. All right? Everything Yahweh Shai said we got to go through, we're going to patiently go through.
It's going to be crazy. But thy enemy have persecuted thee, but shortly thou shalt see his destruction.
And the main enemy numero uno is Esau Edom, man. So we're going to see his destruction now, right?
And shall tread upon his neck.
We're going to tread upon his neck. Let's see what it is. Go ahead and Malachi.
Malachi 4 and 2. But unto you that fear my name shall the Son of Righteousness arise with healing in his wings.
Yeah, that's going to be our salvation. That healing with wings is when the one people ignorantly call Jesus Christ cracks them skies and comes to save the 12 tribes of Israel, so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. That's what the healing of wings is going to be, man. The salvation of Israel. Go ahead.
And ye shall go forth and grow up as calves of the stall. And ye shall tread down the wicked, for they shall be ashes under the soles of your feet in the day that I shall do this, saith the Lord of hosts, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai.
That's it, man. When that happens, that means Israel has overcome what? The world. Like Brother read earlier, man. If Yahweh Shai did it, we're going to do it. Joint heirs with him. And we're going to have, just like he's going to have the enemies under his feet, we're going to have our enemies under our feet, man. Simple as that. All right? You got something?
Yeah, I want to close out.
Yeah, that was it.
This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as has afflicted him.
See, the righteous man, the Spirit keep bringing it out, man. The righteous man falling. The righteous man do this. Then we read about how they're going to receive salvation. Then those that, what it say? Those that fear the Lord. Those that fear the Lord is these righteous men that are doing what? Read that again, Papa.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him.
Who have afflicted us, man? Our oppressors, our enemies. Those that persecuted us, man. And guess what? It's the scripture say they're going to stand boldly. Or what it say, stiffly or boldly?
They should stand, it says, then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him and made no account of his labors.
So we standing boldly in front of those people that didn't give us no credit of building up America. Don't give us no credit today. Don't give us credit for standing for righteousness. They call us demons for it. Here it is, we're trying to bring our people back into righteousness, but we're somehow the terrorists and the worst things on the planet.
Verse 2, when they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation.
Yeah, so when they see this is what they're going to see. The chariots of the Lord, all right, the host, the angels, the Yahweh Shai. That's what they're going to be troubled at, man. And when they see us being beamed up into them ships, man, they're going to be troubled, very troubled, man. And at the time of anguish, they're going to be losing their damn minds, man. Seeing the things like that. Go ahead.
It says, when they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation.
The strangeness of our salvation, because that's something out of a science fiction movie, man. getting UFO, going into a UFO and doing this and that. That's strange to these people. It's gonna be far beyond what the strange. They're gonna, what it say? They're gonna be amazed.
It says, when they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation.
But frightened, though. You know, they're gonna be frightened.
Revelation 11:12, man. They beheld us, man.
And they're gonna watch us go up into the sky, man.
Right.
Go ahead.
So far beyond all they look for, and they, repentant and groaning for anguish of spirit, shall say within themselves, this is he whom we have sometimes had in derision, and a proverb of reproach.
Yeah, that's what they're gonna be groaning at. Right. Oh, is this them? You know, weeping because they know they ain't getting no chariot ride, man. They just gonna see them nukes coming at the same time.
Talk all that trash, and these the people. Hey, you finish on that. Hey, that's some more fire in that.
Yeah, I'm gonna read it down. Hey, just to add on to that though, but just to bring out the realization of this, man. All these goddamn so-called white people walking around talking about going coon hunting, looking for you niggas and you spicks, man. When them terrorists come through the sky, you see a big black man and the angels come down, they gonna be like, fuck. We was over there hanging these niggas. Just last week we just listened to this nigga. And now the Lord coming back and is on their side, and now they ships is coming through, they gonna be trembling. And they gonna be afraid, but the Lord gonna put that spirit on them and they gonna durst fight. And they gonna get their ass slaughtered, man. Alright?
They're gonna be like, surely we have already lied.
Yeah, you know you fucked up, right? They gonna be like, you know you fucked up, right? You know you fucked up. That's what we reading, man. That's gonna be the biggest, oh shit, we done fucked up, man. Cause all this time they walking around with great pride, man. Alright, they walking around, man, fuck them niggas, man. We was born to be kings over these niggas, man. You niggas supposed to be in my gardens picking my shit out there and attending to my business, man. Y'all niggas ain't supposed to be up on top, but what? When the Lord come back and crack the skies in the midst of World War III, man, and put all these nations in subjection, man, the only thing they can do is bow their head, man, because they know they done fucked up, man.
Right!
Alright, when you see that real true power, man, as soon as they see, hey, man, they already dealing with the UFOs right now, man. This is why they scrambling right now, man. They already know it, man. This is what we going on with right now. This is why they set up that space program, man. To try to fight with Yahweh because they know they fucked up, man. Alright? Let me continue on. It says, and they, repentant and groaning for anguish of spirit, shall say within themselves, this is he whom we had sometimes in derision and a proverb of reproach.
And that's how they look at us, man. The proverb of reproach, man. There comes some fucking niggas. You go around some white folks, man, they gonna clutch their bags. Right. Yo, every time. Lock their nose in the car. Yeah, we see, remember that one time I was at that mom and pop place, and maybe it was with Hanakala, but he saw us just cruising, and this dude, he checked that shit like 8 times. Beep, 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 beep. Oh man, he's so sorry, man.
And that derision, that goes back to, I think, mocking. Yeah. Like, you know, like they mock us.
Hey, Con, I was going to say something earlier. I was holding the majority of those people is going to be the same people that say they love you, man. Yeah. The same people that you grow up with. Yeah. And hey, majority of these niggas out here that walk right past thinking we fucking niggas. Yeah. Hey, majority of niggas going to be the same people bugging the fuck out in the times we coming into, man. And that's when the tables going to turn. And that shit turning right now. That's why we rejoicing, man. You know, that's why we rejoicing, because we can see the downfall, man. Right. You know, that's a beautiful spirit. You know?
Continuing on, it says, we fools accounted his life madness.
Oh, hey, it tells you that they were basement children of fools. Right. The main one's gonna be Esau. Yeah, you do 2/3, they're gonna be doing that, but the main one is Esau, man. He the one that think that we the biggest scum on the earth. But what? They're children of fools, man.
It says, hey, just think about that, man. Donald Trump out here talking about some build a wall, man. All these people walking around with these MAGA hats talking about get rid of you so-called Latinos and things like that. But when the Lord come back, man, they're going to be like, damn, hey, let me just continue on because it gives you their reaction. It says, verse 4, we fools account to his life madness and it's in without honor.
Because they see us out here, they think we're just crazy. Yep. Right? We're just wasting our time. They don't see our victory in this. They don't see what we're going to receive. They think this is without honor. Really, this is the most important thing to do on the planet. All right.
Paul say that we have been defamed and made filth of the earth.
The filth of the earth, the offspring of the earth. Hey, but what? Being defamed, we entreat, man. Right. You spit on us, we just gonna, all right, well, you know, the Most High gonna kill you. And we're not gonna sit here and out here harder than they man. Jeremiah, he said, you know, we know the majority of our people ain't gonna get it. Hell with them.
Then you know in verse 5, how is he numbered among the children of the Most High? And how is his lot among the saints? Therefore have we erred from the ways of the truth, and the light of righteousness have not shone unto us. and the Son of Righteousness rose not upon us.
Why I say that? Because they tell you in Ecclesiastes that they should complain of ungodly fathers, man. Yeah. They know that we had our father lied to us, man. Like Jeremiah 16:19 say. They know, man. These devils know right now.
Hey, and like so hey. Ultimately, man, this is for the elect. You know, when they see when all these people, 2/3 including the heathen, see us, Lord's will we be part of the number, getting beamed up in the chariots, man. So we'll see where all the jokes and the you know the scoffings at, man. But with that, we want to give all praises, glory, and honor
to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakakodash.
Double honors to the elder apostles, great millstone, and salutation, much love to Yakim out there pushing out his word, truth and sincerity. Shalom.
Shalom.